today because, ladies and gentlemen, we have so much to talk about. Now, I'm running a poll right now, and I'm asking you guys, which topic do you want us to talk about first? So, LeBron came out and said that Nikola Jokic is the best all-around player that he's ever seen. Giannis Antetokounmpo said that he will finish as the number one scorer ever. That includes Kareem. That includes Karl Malone. That includes, am I forgetting somebody? Oh, yeah, LeBron James, who happens to still be playing.
Don't forget him, Ron. Please don't leave him out. That's important to mention.
Cooper Flagg made history as the youngest player to ever accomplish this feat. We'll talk about that today as well, too. And then Stan Van Gundy said that. What did he say, Chill? What exactly did this man say?
So Stan Van Gundy was on a podcast with not Dave Schumann. I forgot the guy's name. Zach Lowe. And Stan Van Gundy said, quote, some of the 20 best players who've ever played have played in the last 20 years. End quote.
Sure, he didn't say some of. He said the best.
The best players who have ever played have played over the last 20 years. That means that since 2005, the best players that ever played in the NBA have played. And I'm like, wow, let's discuss that. I definitely.
And so we are going to get into that. Y'all just buckle your seatbelts. But you guys know what happened last Friday. Swiper, what's going on, my man?
What up?
You know what happened last Friday. It was the NBA Cup. We are in the nick of things, or in the midst of things. We're in the heart of things. We are in the knockout round. This is where all the best teams that performed during the initial stage of the NBA Cup will move on and play in a one-game elimination style tournament. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this on the screen so you guys can see what we are looking at. And I am extremely excited for these matchups. As you can see, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder facing the Phoenix Suns. So an underdog team facing a juggernaut. Then you got the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, we need Wemby to come back for this game. And then we got out east, the Magic versus the Heat. Chill, we got a Florida matchup right in your neck of the woods.
Yes, sir.
And then we got two of the biggest markets in the NBA. We don't talk about Toronto being one of the biggest markets in the NBA, but it is. And it's an international market. But we got the Toronto Raptors versus the New York Knicks. Fellas, do we want to do it? What's the biggest thing that stood out to you guys from last Friday and with these matchups?
That the cup, for me, that the cup has actually been a blessing in disguise. I was not a fan of the cup at all. I just thought it was a gimmick. And I thought it was just something to make money, only to find out that the mixing up of divisions and these division matchups turn into real rivalries, like the Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks, even though the Milwaukee Bucks aren't a powerhouse, but they got a really good player. Phoenix and Oklahoma City, these games turn into really good games, and it looks like this could be something for the ages. I didn't think that I would be that interested in watching the cup, but I'm 100%. I'm all invested in this. I actually had Toronto as the dark horse to win it, but the Knicks handled them. But that's a division game because the Knicks are in that division. But that's another division game that, I mean, this could be possibly something that we see in the playoffs. And I think that with the cup, I think it's a prelude to what the playoffs could be. And I mean, we get to see it firsthand, and I love it.
Swipe of Mars, you guys want to speak into the NBA Cup last Friday? Was there a game or anything that stood out to you guys?
Yeah, shout out Devin Vassell and the Spurs. No, I've liked Devin Vassell for a long time now. I think he just is, unfortunately, to Stan Van Gundy's point, he's in the most talented era that has ever existed. And so if he was around, a decade or two ago, I think he'd be talked about differently. He's a very good scorer. He's 6'6", 6'7" out of Florida State. I think he is a all-star kind of talent. But it's just a situation that he's in. I just don't think he's ever going to get there, unfortunately. But he's really good. Keldon Johnson had a good day. Justin Champagnie, I think, had 25 points in that game. I don't remember how many threes they hit, but they were just going. They were going wild. But yeah, Spurs, man, like they're. I really like Devin Vassell, so that's probably the biggest takeaway that I have from last Friday.
I thought that Oklahoma City Phoenix game was a dogfight, and I didn't realize that That was on Friday. Is that correct?
Yeah, Colin
Yeah, that was
Gillespie.
on Friday.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That Oklahoma City Phoenix game turned into a dogfight, and I think it's up to us to, because I don't think anybody else is saying anything, but it's up to us to let Dillon Brooks know that, you got a bucket getter on your crew.
He ain't been better. He's not been better than Dillon Brooks the last 2 weeks.
Oh, that bucket getter to go get some buckets. Oh.
Yeah, he's been
Well,
soft.
here's the
He's
thing.
been
Maybe
disengaged. He's not shooting well.
I don't know. Well, maybe you might want to get me involved in the game.
No, but why would I get you involved that you're turning down shots, and on top of that, I'm scoring better than you?
Well, the reason why I'm turning down shots is because you're shooting,
and I'm making the shots, and you are not. Yeah, and I'm making the shots, and you are not.
Okay, you're making shots.
Joe, I thought about this before we came on the show because I knew this was going to be a topic, and I really thought about my time in locker rooms. If somebody is playing better than me for stretches, then we are going to, even no matter how long it's lasting, we're going to build our game plan around allowing that person allowed to thrive. That's what they're dealing with Dillon Brooks. Devin Booker, if you have not been watching, not for you, but just for the audience, he's been disengaged. He's been sucking at the double team traps like he normally does. He's not getting downhill. You always use the downhill thing. He's just not been the type. He's not been physical. Like, he's getting moved off the ball. He's not hitting his shots when they're available. Dillon Brooks is. Dillon Brooks is getting to the mid-range like you love. Dillon Brooks is forcing the contact towards the rim. Dillon Brooks is hitting his three-pointers. He's making multiple three-pointers a game. He's been the best scorer on the team.
Well, and I can get with that. And the reason why is because the offense has changed. If you notice, Devin Booker is very much of a ball-dominant guy. That's not going on in Phoenix. The Peel has been moving a lot more. And with the Peel moving a lot more, that's kind of been what's made Devin Booker stagnant, because he used to playing with the ball. He's one of those kind of players where he doesn't really play that well without the ball. And I do think that he's good off the ball, because I actually think he's better off the ball. But I think in this particular situation, the way this offense is constructed, the ball is moving a little bit more, and I think that throws him off whack. However,
the last 10 games, Devin Booker on this roster has had the ball more than anybody else on the roster. Next up, he's at 28% usage. Dillon Brooks has 27. So, yeah, he's getting off the ball, but he's still touching the ball more than anybody else on the floor. He's still getting up more shots than anybody else on the floor. He's just bricking. And Dillon Brooks is playing well.
Yo, I don't want to turn this into a Devin Booker versus Dillon Brooks thing.
We should, though.
And the only reason why,
should.
but chill. The only reason why I don't want to do that is because this team is actually playing good.
They're good.
They got a good team.
They're
good.
Dillon Brooks, y'all, we got to give Dillon Brooks his credit.
He's playing. He's a hooper, dude.
Is a hooper. Whether you think he's outplaying Devin Booker or not, that's neither here nor there. His impact on winning is felt everywhere he goes.
Yeah, I agree.
I get with that.
And Mars obviously, being a Houston fan, got a chance to experience Dillon Brooks for a little bit. But, you look at him when he was with Memphis, he's just grown. Like, remember, he was a liability 2022-23 as a jump shooter. Like, he was still.
No.
But I'm saying, but this is his progression. I'm saying this is
okay. No, I get what you're saying.
It's like the Aaron Gordon thing. He went from being a liability, and then all of a sudden he said, "I don't want to be a liability." Chill. He worked on his game, and he's become a legitimate offensive weapon now. Like, he can beat you off the dribble. He can get you to the spot. He can turn over either shoulder. And then on top of that, he's hitting pull-up threes and open threes. And he's a really good defender. And he's uber aggressive. Like, he has become a franchise-altering, high-quality role player that if you had him on your team, you win a championship with a dude like that playing your three. Chill. That's how good he is now.
First of all, we actually, I don't know if you were here that day. We ran down the teams that, how many teams is Dillon Brooks not going to start on? So it's not news who Dillon Brooks is. However, when it comes to Devin Booker, who might not be playing as good as Dillon Brooks right now as a bucket getter in your estimation, he's still the best scorer. He's still the best scorer, and I don't think anybody ever argued that Devin Booker on defense was comparable to Dillon Brooks.
No, of course not. Yeah.
No. With that being said, he's still the best bucket getter on that crew. And I can appreciate riding the hot hand. I can appreciate riding the guy who is getting me buckets. However, I do want to make sure that I keep my primary bucket getter engaged. Who is Devin Booker?
Why would he be disengaged? He has the ball.
Well, you keep saying that he has the ball. The ball's moving. Just because I got the ball, and
Chill, do you realize the last 10 games he's shooting 39-22 splits?
He's not shooting the basketball well. I'm not going to argue that point.
But what do you want him to do? Like, you want them to let him take more shots and take away from the offense? Because think about it. Colin Gillespie's playing out of his mind right now. Dillon Brooks is playing out of his mind right now. And then that's not including like Royce O'Neal's having a good run.
Playing out of his mind though, because if you think about who Dylan Brooks was,
not out of his mind, but yeah.
When you think about Dylan Brooks when he was in Memphis, he was like a 16 to 18 a game guy. So he was a bucket getter. The problem was it was on more volume and it was bad shots. I think that he's changed his game in terms of shot creation. I think he's looking to shoot better shots, which is actually working. When I'm thinking about Devin Booker, I'm thinking about Devin Booker in the meat and potatoes of games. This is my bucket getter. I can appreciate who Dylan Brooks is, and I can appreciate what Dylan Brooks does. I'm not going to argue that point because he's definitely a guy who's given us opportunities to stay in games. In the end, though, this is my guy, and this is who I'm riding with.
Well, their meat and potato guy has been Colin Gillespie. That's who's been their meat and potato guy in the clutch. If you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves game when they made their comeback when they were down 8 with a minute left, that was Colin. You look at the game versus the OKC Thunder, that was Colin. Like, some of this is like Devin Booker, he's getting pressed, and I think now he's responding by getting pressed and doubled by then giving the ball up. But I do think you have to be able to have other players that can do the job, and I think this is why I think getting away from, which is why Jordan Ott is doing a really good job, he is not sacrificing his offense for his best player. And what I mean by that is you're not trying to get your best player every advantage possible because you can find other ways to be successful with your team and with your offense, and I think that Osh is doing a phenomenal job in making sure everybody else feels empowered to do the best they can do, and I think that's why they look so good.
And we're talking about the Phoenix Suns, but we got to give some credit to the OKC Thunder because that's who the Phoenix Suns played on Friday.
Yep.
Both teams were 3-0. The winner would be the number 1 seed in the NBA Cup or would have an opportunity to be. And, well, the Oklahoma City Thunder survived a very close game and a hard-fought game from the Phoenix Suns. The score was 123 to 119. Devin Booker, he did actually lead him in scoring that game. He had 21 points, but it just wasn't enough because the Thunder are the Thunder. And the Thunder are now, well, after that game, they were 19-1. They're now 20-1 because they won yesterday. They're 4-0 in the NBA Cup. They're the number 1 seed, and they actually will play the Phoenix Suns again because the Phoenix Suns are now the wild card in the NBA Cup. Mm-hmm. But thoughts on the Oklahoma City Thunder being 20-1?
I just think that they look like a team that's, a championship caliber team. If you think about their defense, which now adding J-Dub back to the fold, I think that they're since they gotten J-Dub back, I think they top 5 in the league in defense, top 3 in the league in defense, something like that. I'm on record.
Were they before?
I think that they were right. They were right there, but I think they're better now. Right. But I think that they're better now. I'm on record saying I think Case and Wallace, y'all dudes talk to me about Lou Dort this and about Chet that. I think Case and Wallace is going to make the all-league defensive team this year. I think he's been a great point of attack defender. I think he's been a great on-ball defender. One of the things that I really dig about him in terms of his disruption is how he gets open court rips. Open court rips change momentum. And I think Case and Wallace has done a great job at that. That Phoenix game that you talked about, Ron, just so to be clear, I think SGA had he had what he had 36 in that
37.
game? 37. Just so you know, he had 20 going into the fourth. He only had 20 going into the fourth, and he just got going. And once he got going, I mean, it's pretty special to have a bucket getter like that, and then to add J-Dub back into the fold. I mean, this Oklahoma City team looks like a championship caliber team. They look awesome.
Real talk. Are these dudes going to win 75 games?
75 is pushing it. And matter of fact, good morning to everybody.
The way they're going, they're gonna go 81-1 right now.
81,
real talk. It doesn't say
the way they go.
Ron, I do think they can
crazy?
break the record. I do think they can break the record if they gun for it. Because doing stuff like that, you have to be intentional about it. You don't just so happen to get 75 wins. You have to try to go out there every night and accomplish that. And so my question is, by the time they have the 1 seed wrapped up by, mid-February, it seems, the rest of the season, are they going to care enough to continue to, on that pace to get to 70 plus? If they want to, I do think they can. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but I don't know if they're going to have the motivation to do it.
Real talk. Let's stop talking like they're running away with the Western. Because they're only 4 games up on the Lakers right now. That's it.
Chill.
They're only 4 games up on the Lakers right now.
Chill.
They're 4 games up in 20 games.
Yes.
That means they're on track to be 16 games up. Like that's not, you can't just be like, oh, it's only 4 games. After 2 games, you're only going to be 1 game up on the opposition. Like
That's it.
That's not how they're 4 games up after 20 games of an 80-game season, which means by the end of the season there will be 16 games up if they continue at this pace.
The way that if in 4 months they look like the Lakers are going to win, I think the way the Lakers are playing,
4 games
look like the
in
Lakers
this
are going to win like 60.
is a big margin.
It look like the Lakers are going to win 60 plus games. But
It's
to your
very
point,
big
real
difference.
talk, if I don't think the Oklahoma City Thunder will take their foot off the gas, especially when teams like the Lakers are playing like they playing. Because the Lakers can win 65 games this year. Is that ridiculous to think?
I don't think they're winning 60.
Mars, just make sure we clear on the pace
they're
they're
rolling
going.
right now.
Wait.
If I say no, I'm a Lakers hater.
right
Yeah,
now.
sure.
You just told me.
Sure.
You just told me that the way that the Lakers are going right now, they could win 60 plus games, close to 65 games. Very much like what happened with the Golden State Warriors in 16. Just so y'all know, San Antonio won 67 games that year. As good as
the Lakers will not be winning 60 plus games this year.
Sure, they could.
Why not, Swiper? Why can't they win 60 games?
I think they're, but I mean, that's when you get into the minutia. I think they're a really good team, but 60 is that's a lot. That's a lot of games, Joe. That's all I'm saying. That's a lot of
and
games.
they're on pace to win those games.
No, but I don't think they. Maybe. I'll leave them. Maybe
is on pace to win the games that they're playing. What and with the
because
Lakers,
they are structured completely different, and the Lakers are more dependent on things to go well for them than OKC.
You mean like the best scorer in the league?
No, scoring. See, that's the thing. Scoring is traditionally
the best scorer in the league is in OKC.
The scoring traditionally doesn't.
I don't know, real talk.
Scoring traditionally does not be. That's not the thing that carries you to that kind of win profile. Sure. Typically, it's defense. So the issue is you have to be able to function high level on both ends, and you have to have something that I think sells you on a game night in, night out basis. OKC's relying on all-time great defense every night, no matter what. Rain, sleet, snow, cold, hot, great team, bad team. They have the best defense of the era every single night. And then that's on top of really high-level role play from Chet Holmgren, from A.J. Mitchell, from Casey Wallace, whoever, all-time great scoring from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, really great interior defense and interior passing with Isaiah Hartenstein, elite wing defense at all times, and then you're rotating a influx of really good players. And shout out to my boy, my dude Matt Moore. On the Buckets podcast the other day, he talked about the difference between OKC and EPM loss. So basically, if you take the EPM scores for everybody on OKC, but then you take the cash that these players are making, OKC has more room to lose people in their rotation because they have a very low rate payroll because everybody's on a rookie contract outside of Shea. And so what happens is if that you are losing players like Chet and Dub, your roster is still dispersed because they're all on rookie deals. You have a bunch of young players and other players on the roster that can make up for the difference. Like when they have Alex Caruso out or they have Chet Holmgren out, they can always find a way to makeshift a lineup around Shea.
Which is really interesting too, Swiper, because I mean, we still if we're gonna lose J-Dub, right, and we're gonna lose, I don't know, Chet, who are we replacing these dudes with? I mean, we're replacing these dudes we're replacing these guys with guys who are also awesome that fit into what we're doing. So it's not like it's just a plug and play or the next man up. No, we're replacing these guys with guys who are really good. I mean, Mitchell looks like he could possibly be the sixth man of the year and most improved player.
But now, dude, he's making $3 million a year.
Yeah, he on the books for a little bit of money. So here's the problem. The problem is that these guys, these contracts aren't forever. These deals are going to end.
Well, we're just talking about this year, though, because you're asking the difference between them and the Lakers. The Lakers don't have that ability. They simply don't have the ability to do that. Yeah, go ahead.
I will say this about the Lakers, and I was low on them coming into the season because I was worried about the defense. But I did say from the get-go that we would be an elite offensive unit. And with those three players of Luka, Reeves, and LeBron James, I do think it is very possible that the Lakers are the second best team in the West. That now to me is very much so on the board. I was never as high on Denver as some other people. I don't see them as in the same category of OKC. I'm not of that belief. I think it's OKC, and then there's a few teams in the West fighting for their 2 spot between Denver, Houston, LA, Minnesota. Those are kind of the teams in that tier that's fighting for their 2 seed. But that Laker defense is that Laker offense is so elite. We're putting up 120, 130 regularly right now since LeBron's been back. And I know, we've been playing some bottom tier teams, but it can't be dismissed. Obviously, the step that Austin Reeves has made now makes this a very possible thing for us to continue being this good offensively for the entirety of the season.
Yo, Swiper, I just want to ask you. So, and this isn't necessarily to push back because you made some fair points, but real talk is right. The Lakers have been the second best team in the West. I'm just saying, like, what makes you think that they can't keep this up?
I don't think so. By record,
and win six. I don't even want to get into whether they're the second or third best team. I just want to talk about them winning 60 games. You don't think that their offense can carry them to 60 games? You don't think that Luka and Austin Reeves can continue at this rate? And even with LeBron coming and winning 2 or 3 games, doing LeBron things?
Well, I think if you're saying can their offense do it, they're going to play against better offense at the year. So even just right now, like the Lakers, so the Nuggets, the Houston Rockets, and the Knicks, I can't remember who have the best offenses in the league right now. The Nuggets, Rockets, and Celtics, and then the Lakers are our 5th. So then when they start playing versus some of these other teams, then the question is going to become like offensive execution versus the other teams, and then you're going to put in the injury stuff there. There's lower body injuries with Luka. Do they persist? Does it happen again? Austin Reeves, does he get dinged up? LeBron, how often is he able to play?
Right, but they got the 4th best offense.
Talk about why on the court.
I know. No, he's asking me a question for 60 wins. I'm just telling him this is typically how these things work long term. Okay. And they have the 4th best offense, but the issue is they already have injuries. DeAndre Ayton just got hurt again. So I'm saying we don't know how long that's going to be for.
5 games too, by the way.
But I'm saying
the 4th best offense with LeBron missing majority.
I agree. I hear you, but I'm with you. But there's also there's a pretty stark gap between you and the top. So I'm saying he's asking me 60 wins over the course of a year. I don't know if they will push themselves to win 60 wins. I just don't think that's realistic for me. I think anywhere between 54, 50, 52, 56, somewhere around that range, that's perfectly fine. 60 wins is just a lot. I just don't know if they're going to actually make a push to try to win that many games. Houston's another team. If you just kind of look at where they are and how good they've been, how they've been performing above expectation, and where their offense and their defense and stuff they have a better 60-win profile than the Lakers do right now. But again, like I said, I think when you can rely on high-level defense consistently, more often than not, that helps you out a lot. So I would say Houston probably has a better chance to do that.
You've always been a component of these high-level defenses when it's the most important. The Denver Nuggets is a prime example. This Denver Nuggets team, their defense, the year that they won the NBA championship, really turned up in the playoffs. Well, I remember that Laker team when they had Shaq and Kobe. That defense was not very good during the regular season. When you got into the postseason, it got even better. So I mean,
the number 1 defense in the playoffs in 01 too.
That exactly 100% they did. So I mean, you're a component of that, Swiper, when turning up the defense when it matters the most. So I can appreciate what the Lakers offense is right now because I think Denver leads the league. I mean, you can straighten me out. I think Denver leads the league in points right now. I think the Lakers are
points or efficiency, no.
I think the Nuggets are at the top of the league in points right now today. I don't think it's anybody.
Well, they're the number 1 offense in the league, right now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody scores more than them on a night-to-night basis. With that being said, I feel like when we play defense when it matters the most, which is the playoffs, and I'm not going to exclude the regular season, but I feel like when you play defense when it matters the most, I mean, I feel like the Lakers got a good enough crew that they can win. I feel like they can win 50. I feel like they can win 60 games.
To follow up real quick. Well, then what are the Nuggets are on pace to win 60. The Rockets are on pace to win 60. The Lakers are on pace to win 60.
Somebody's got to go this way.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not going to have 4 teams with 60-plus wins in the Western Conference.
Mars, realistically,
before the season though, or before the season started, because I think I was the highest on the Lakers. I had the Lakers winning 55 plus before the season started. But for the Nuggets though, Swiper, you even as good as I think the Nuggets are, I think it was you that kind of were saying that you guys won't push for 60 though. Like a team like the Nuggets might kind of reel it in and just be happy with making the playoffs. Do y'all think that could be the same with the Lakers? That they could maybe reel it in a little bit as well and not go for 60?
It depends on where they are in terms of seedings. We're not going to act like teams don't duck smoke. Let's make sure that we clear on that. And bad matchups lead to exits early in the playoffs. So let's make sure that we're clear when we understand that a Laker team that's I don't know, they got 55 wins, but instead of seeing Houston in round one, we get to see Portland in round one. We could beat them. We ain't gonna have no problem with them, and we'll let somebody else deal with Houston. So yes, they might drop a couple games just off the strength of that.
Yo, Mars. So as of right now, Denver's on pace to win 60 games. The Rockets are on pace to win 60 games. The Lakers are on pace to win 64 games, to be exact. And the Thunder are on pace to go 81-1. So realistically, best case scenario for all four of those teams, do you think they could all finish, if everything goes right for them, you think they could all finish with 60 wins? Or is that just ridiculous?
That means that the Western Conference got to go the other way, Ron. Like if we got 4 teams winning 60 games, that means that the rest of the conference is garbage. And I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah, that's
no. No.
Well, I think they're all individually good enough to, if they went for it, they could win 60. But I don't think they could all win 60 this season because of what it would mean about the rest of the conference. But I do think if the Lakers went for it, they could win 60 if everything went right for them and then wrong for like a lot of other teams. And then same with the Rockets, same with the Nuggets. But realistically, I probably would say none of them hit 60. But that doesn't mean they won't. Just I wouldn't bet on it.
All right, fellas. I'm gonna put up this NBA Cup bracket. Before I do that, I do want to kind of just give you guys a quick rundown. We talked about the Suns and we talked about OKC, how OKC got the number 1 seed. I also do want to talk about, or just give you guys some quick context. The Magic beat the Detroit Pistons, and well, that allowed them to get the number 1 seed. Or do the Magic have the number 1 seed? Mm-hmm. Yep, the Magic do have the number 1 seed. So that allowed the Magic to get the number 1 seed in the NBA Cup. They went 4-0. So they are in. There was also another game where the winner got in and the loser was out. And that was the Spurs and the Nuggets. The Spurs beat the Nuggets by a score of 139-136. Swiper, do you want to speak into this at all? Devin Vassell had 35 points. Jamal Murray had 37. No Wemby. Obviously, the Nuggets are missing a couple starters, but the Spurs.
I started
on the court.
No, I'm not. I don't think just with Jokic. I think that the Nuggets defense of Aaron Gordon has been bad. They slid to 15th in the league. They've gone from 2 to 15. They're missing 2 of their 4 best defenders. Obviously, everything is different about the roster right now. I think the Nuggets don't have the ability to. They can't just that has been the thing. The Nuggets games are harder now with their rotation being thinner, and so they really have played a lot differently. Devin Vassell was great, like I said. Jamal's been great this year. I think he's an all-star. I think he should make it. He had 37 points in that game. He was excellent. Who else played? Cam Johnson's been phenomenal. He had 28 points in that game. He's averaging, I think, I want to say 17 in the last 7 on shooting 60% from 3. His defense has been really good. He's actually taken up a lot of the slack, obviously, since Brown and Aaron Gordon's been out. I was very not upset, whatever that mean, but disappointed with Jokic just all the way around. He just wasn't as engaged as I wanted him to be for stretches of that game. But go ahead. No. Go ahead.
No. He rose his hand. Go ahead.
It's a non-shooting gimmick.
Yeah, we know where this is going.
So
I don't know if it's a gimmick.
We can't say that was on.
I don't know if it was a gimmick. I really don't. I think he's. I really don't.
Wipe up. What are we doing, man?
But I don't know if it was a gimmick or not. I can't speak to that. I know he is hurt. I know his wrist. I know he's hurt, and I know he's not playing the same way that he's taken. Last 3 games, I think he's taken 9 shots, 9, 7. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I said the same thing though. I criticized him for it. But I'm saying, Mar, I don't know if it's a gimmick. I didn't like the way he played. Period in that game. And then he bounced back and had a much better game versus the Suns, obviously. So I don't know. It was just a bad game all the way around. Bad game all the way around. But yeah, like I said, I think Devin Vassell is one of them. He's one of my favorite players in the league.
With your crew, from what I've seen, I think the difference with your crew is going to be health more than anything. I think the health situation.
Losing AG, losing Brown was one thing, but losing Aaron Gordon, that's been a whole different deal.
Losing the anchor of the defense is tough.
We kind of need him. Real talk, we do. We do need him in order for us to be successful. So I think that if you guys, it's good that it's happening now, as opposed to when we get past the All-Star break and then you guys are hobbling into the playoffs. If you can get these guys as healthy as possible come playoff time, or when we get later in the season, we get to that last stretch of games, I think you got a real good shot in the Western Conference.
Sure, they don't even need Christian Brown. Like they need Aaron Gordon.
You don't think so?
They're
100%.
fine without Christian Brown. That team is
we
good.
need him.
Peyton Watson's been bad.
Yeah, Peyton Watson.
Obviously, you want
Casey Wallace has been better than Lou Dort.
Yeah,
fight
but
that?
That's
I
true.
mean,
That doesn't mean we don't need Lou Dort.
This ain't the same team. Shit, I'm talking.
Shit,
Probably do. That's
Go
ahead, I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's a big defender. I think most teams would like their whole roster to be healthy. You know what I'm saying?
great.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
of course, they want Christian Brown. Of course, they want Lou Dort. They want Casey Wallace. But they don't like this Denver team. Does not need Christian Brown. Like, that's just my personal opinion. You know, I'm not. You know. I don't know everything, obviously, but I think they're fine without Christian Brown. It's the Aaron Gordon loss is a big deal, but I still don't think it's gonna like come the end of the season. I don't think they're gonna even be worrying about this time they lost Aaron Gordon. Like when he'll be back in plenty of time.
Now, Ox, can I say that?
Can
To your point? Can I say? Actually, I'm going to say, I can appreciate the anchor of your defense in Aaron Gordon. One of your better rebounders, who I would like to see him rebound a little bit more. That's fine. But the anchor in your defense, okay, we might need Aaron Gordon a little more because we got a big body. We got a guy who's more, I think he's a little bit more versatile on defense. However, I would definitely rather have both of them than not have Christian Brown. I definitely would rather that.
Yeah, of course. You want your whole roster. Shit, they signed them to an extension for a reason.
Yes.
I mean, well, that's why they were so good, though. They were running a 10-man rotation, and everybody was being able to play with a lot more energy. And when you're missing Brown and AG, the thing that's gone is their defense. They don't spend the same amount of energy defensively right now.
Playing bums to start.
What hurts worse though, Swipe?
You talking about
before you jump into that, Swipe? I'm curious. What hurts worse though? Them missing Aaron Gordon, or the Spurs missing Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle? I just think y'all should talk about De'Aaron Fox a little bit more.
I don't think De'Aaron was great.
Dylan Harper came back, by the way.
De'Aaron wasn't great in that Friday game he brought up, but I think.
Still want to trade him?
Shout out Dylan Harper, but
still want to trade him?
Man, y'all should probably respect De'Aaron Fox a little more than
De'Aaron was great the next game, but that game he was not all that good.
That's fine. I didn't say he was great. I didn't say he was great in any of those games. Swiper. I'm just saying.
No, he balled the very next game. He was incredible. Yeah, he was great.
I mean, he had a really good passing and playmaking game against y'all.
He did have 12 assists, right?
Well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was cool.
I mean, the reads are quite easy when.
Yeah, so and one of the things that was happening, and the thing that's been the most frustrating about
Foxy
Denver.
don't never get no love for his assist game, but when say anybody else do it, man, it's crazy. Man. Y'all be nitpicking De'Aaron Fox so bad.
They do. They do.
It's so funny, man. It's so funny.
Is.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, I think the issue with Denver and their defense is what's happened is like AG and for all the other things they do well, like one of the things that really has taken place since last Friday. Last Friday they played a stupendous defensive game versus the Rockets, and you saw the energy level was where it needed to be. And then 1 week later, they can't cover the off-ball three to save their life. They're sinking on everything, corner threes, wing threes. Devin Vassell was 7-9 from three, and he kept getting open three-point attempts because they were over-helping on the crash to the middle, like a lot of their coverages they were kind of throwing out there. So
why do you think they over-help in the paint?
Well, I think it's one is their scheme, remember, because they're running more drop traditionally with Jokic or whatever, or they're running the trap, and so they always drop anyway. But then it's the rotation around that action, like around that drop, around the catch, that I think has been really weak and really limited as of late. Jokic didn't have a good defensive game, but I feel like I've been pretty consistent on this. If Jokic,
when's the last time he had a good one? Was it the Rockets game?
Yeah, well, since then, remember they played the Rockets, then they played the Kings the next day. I don't think Kings he didn't have a bad defensive game versus the Kings. Remember the Kings, that was the jumper game with DeRozan and Westbrook and all them were making all crazy jumpers.
It was just playing basketball, shooting shots.
So over the last 10 games, Indiana, scale of 1 to 10.
Chill, you got your mic?
Oh, sorry. I apologize. Can you hear me?
I do not remember that Pacers game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Ron? My fault. So
yeah, you good.
So real talk. They got Indiana, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great, 1 being garbage.
1.
Sacramento.
1.
Clippers.
1.5. 1.5, bro.
2.5.
Okay, Clippers.
2.
Minnesota.
7, 8.
Bulls.
5.
New Orleans.
1.
Houston.
9.
Kings.
9.
1.
Memphis.
0.5.
1.
I don't even know what Real Talk's ranking. I'm just going along with him.
The teams, because Real Talk
The
said
teams that they're playing.
the teams that they just
Oh,
beat over the
okay.
last 10 games. San
Ooh, the
Antonio.
Rockets are at 9. Nice.
You said who?
San Antonio, I'm sorry.
With no Wemby?
With no Wemby.
6.
Well, according
Phoenix.
to the panel, apparently that makes it more difficult. So I don't know.
Phoenix.
Phoenix? 5.5.
So that's who they've beaten over the last 10 games, and they've only lost 3 of them. Yeah.
Well, they currently the Nuggets have the 25th easiest schedule in the NBA. So the easiest schedules in the league so far: OKC's number 1, Lakers are number 2, Toronto's number 3, Minnesota's number 4, and then the Knicks are number 5, and then the Nuggets are number 6. Those are the 6 easiest schedules in the league so far.
So
And
wait,
you know- and you-
Swiper.
Go ahead.
Because those teams you just mentioned, Lakers, top of the conference. OKC, we know what they're doing. Toronto, we know what they're doing. The Knicks, they're all of a sudden on a 5-game winning streak. Are you saying that some things could change?
There's
here
always
very
that's
soon?
always how it is. Yes, every season you start off well. You always have to have a cake schedule. The Rockets are beating a fairly good schedule right now. I think they have the 12th hardest schedule in the league so far.
That's why the Timberwolves
12?
are so concerned.
Oh, that's it?
Because the Timberwolves
talk
should
about-
be
talk
near
about
the
the
top
tough
of the West
schedule.
with that schedule.
Well, but to be fair, they're beating the team they're supposed to beat, except for the Phoenix Suns that one game, and then the Kings.
They're
So
not
they-
supposed to beat the Suns, but that's besides the point.
who they just lost to somebody after they had the lead. I can't remember who it was, but they just beat their first 500 team.
They
on the
did. They
season.
beat the Spurs.
Yeah, so they're winning the
They
game
beat
they're
Boston.
supposed to. They beat Boston. They
All
beat
right,
Boston.
fellas. I got to tell you guys about a beautiful app and a nice, beautiful whale. And I'm not talking about Free Willy. I'm talking about this whale right here on your screen from Splash Sports. And this whale represents you downloading the app and getting a big lump sum splashed into your bank account. Now, when you download Splash Sports, and that could be via this QR code, or that could be you clicking the link in the bio, what you will do is you will come to a screen, a wonderful screen, and then you'll be able to choose players in different sports that have different player projections. And when you get those player projections, it's very simple. You go more or less, and you do that with anywhere from 2 to 6 players. And after that, you get that splash in your bank account. I'm going to show you guys right now exactly how it's done. But first off, I got to shout out a couple people who won our NBA tiers contest. First off, I got to shout out S. Burke. He won 400. I got to shout out Name Me King. Name Me King also cleaned up in our NBA tiers contest on Black Friday and won as well. But we also had an NFL tiers contest. And I got to shout out the people who cleaned up in this. Shout out to Chris Air. Shout out to Rajon Rondo. And shout out to Gut P. All 3 of them both 400, 200, 168. They came and cleaned up too. But as of right now, Big Ox, you got some cleaning up to do. What are you going to do on Splash Sports today?
My bad, my mic is muted. Okay, so we're going quick picks. Definitely not no football. All right.
I see it easy more.
Okay, Ron. Who
Me
you
too.
want? What you want, bro? What you want? What this
The
15
most
top
accurate
Marsh?
player is right there. Yep.
Yeah, you want that, Marsh? You know what? I'm gonna let y'all pick for me. Go ahead. So we're gonna
I
take the
would go
more.
with Ryan Rollins. Yeah, that's what I would go with.
Take the more
Against his
from
former team?
Ryan
Yeah.
Rollins
I'm not
against
mad at that.
Washington. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Man, I don't know what's been going on with Chris Middleton. I might go less on this 11.5 for Chris Middleton. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's an easy hit, though. Against his former team?
against-
Actually, give me
against
the
his
more on
former team?
Chris. Yeah, give me the more on Chris.
You want the
You know
more,
he busy
Chris?
tonight.
All right,
Yeah,
Ron, you
yeah,
sold
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Oh, is KPJ playing?
Yeah, you back.
Oh,
Demon home. Ain't that what y'all be
Uh-oh.
saying about everybody? Demon home.
I mean, he quite literally is.
I think we can get the more on Miles Turner with assistant rebounds as well.
Is this the only 2 games tonight?
oh, he played
it's
the
looking-
Brooklyn game. Oh, shout out to KPJ. I didn't know.
It's looking bleak out here, Ron.
No, I know the
looking
Lakers play the
bleak.
Suns tonight. So
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Hold up. Pascal Siakam, that's rebounds and assists.
Let's go, P. Let's be some PRA merchants. Wait, Detroit's playing? Where's K? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. There go the boy.
4.5.
Against Atlanta, that's easy, man.
Hey, there go the boy. I mean, he do got to deal with Dyson, but hey, that's
Man,
K.
Just
Dyson
fried
little.
Dyson like last week.
You know what he about to do to Dyson? You crazy? All right, that's 4 picks. Did anybody want anything else, or is that good?
Yeah,
We can't
let's
take the
run
less on
with that.
Devin Booker. We can't take the less on Devin Booker.
Nah, you straight. You straight.
All right, what does 5 turn us into?
60.
5 to 60? Yeah, that's good eats.
Let's check out the 2 available promotions. Yeah, let's do it.
There you go, y'all. Make sure you download Splash Sports and you get in on the action just like Mars, Big Ox, and myself did. All right, fellas. One more thing. You know, last week was Thanksgiving, and then you had Black Friday when we dropped our new PC merch pack. But now it is Cyber Monday, and there is still a PC 25 code for you to get in on the action. And there is some incentives for you to get in on the action. Not just the fact that you have a QR code. A QR code and a promo code that gets you 25% off the merch. Not just the fact that we dropped some new fire ass merch. Trust me, these pictures don't really do no justice. When you go to the site, you'll really get to see it up close and personal. Shout out to the L basketball merch and shout out to the scoreboard. Those are my 2 favorite ones. But not only the fact that you get some new fly merch, but also we will be doing an in-person live show at the Motor Center at half court on the floor. And this will be later this season. And anybody that collects all 5 specialty pieces will enter into a contest to get flown out. Ox, you ever been flown out? Well, we gonna fly somebody out. What, huh? Well, we gonna fly somebody out. We're gonna put them in a hotel. We're gonna take, it's an all-inclusive trip, all right? You guys are gonna get pampered by none other than PC. And it's gonna be on Swiper's dime, so you don't even have to worry about it. And with that whole thing, you'll get to be live at the show, meet and greet. And when we go hoop, you get to hoop with us. When we go shoot some content, you get to shoot with us. Hell, you might even be on a live episode. But the point I'm trying to make is you got to cop these 5 pieces to enter into the contest. But aside from that, y'all love us. Y'all watch us. Y'all support us. So we need y'all to rep us by grabbing this merch and showing everybody who's the best podcast out and who's your favorite podcast as well. The panel on Player's Choice. We will see you guys at the shopping cart section, and we will see you guys in the winner's circle at the Motor Center wearing this merch when we see y'all. All right, fellas. The next thing that we are going to talk about, well, before we get to Jokic's comments, before we get to LeBron's comments, before we get to Giannis's comments, before we get to Stan Van Gundy's comments, before we get to Cooper Flagg's game, before we get to top 5 comments, what we're going to do is talk a little bit about these games right quick. So the first game we got is the Raptors and Knicks. Who do you guys got in this game? In-season tournament, 1-game elimination. Who y'all rocking with?
The Knicks just beat him, right?
Handled them yesterday.
Yeah, well, Scott. Night. Yeah, well, no Jakob Poeltl yesterday.
Yeah, so. They played Square Bonds at the 5. I didn't watch the game. I just saw.
Yeah,
no OG Anunoby.
No. Ooh, Josh Hart. Oh. Josh Hart ball though. He filled in for OG very nicely. Deuce McBride also started yesterday. But yeah, it was good. It was a good game. It was a really good game.
Can we discuss Mars? Can we discuss the Mikal Bridges defense? Boxed up. Yeah. Brandon Ingram ass last night. Boxed him up. Huh? Great defense last night.
5 turnovers, 4 assists, I think.
I'm not saying that it was I'm not saying what it was in 22, but it looks like there's more effort. Last night, he was definitely blowing up more plays off screens. He was great with his hands. He was turning Brandon Ingram, forcing Brandon Ingram into turnovers. Actually, Mikal Bridges looks like the defender that he used to be. He gives me flashes of the defender that he used to be. Looked good yesterday. Yes, he did.
Gia, he's been relatively, and again, relatively, the same defender for some time now. I think, like, we forget some of these players that are tasked of guarding, like, the best players in the world every night.
That shit is hard.
They're going to have, just like offense can have ebbs and flows, defense can be the same way. You play the same defense, and the player makes the shot this time, and now all of a sudden we have to talk about your lack of screen navigation. Like, no, it's just, sometimes, when you put the hand up and contest and you stay down and you stay fundamentally sound, that's going to result in them missing. We're going to give you a lot of credit. You can do the same thing, and they end up making the shots that night, and now we have to talk about you like you don't play defense no more. They're playing the best players in the world.
Real talk, you be making a lot of good takes, bro, but that might be top 3.
Thank you.
Well, we just seen. Well, we just saw Ox. We just saw a couple of days ago. I mean, Anthony Edwards is all over Shea, and he's getting buckets. That wasn't bad defense. That was just better offense. But if we look at the box score, Shea cooked Anthony Edwards. Oh, let's relax on that. Let's chill on that. All right, he was playing as good as defense as he could possibly play. But last night, I do think that Mikal Bridges played really good defense on Brandon Ingram. Really,
If
good.
they're making a shot.
I do think you still got cooked.
Yeah, you getting cooked if you make.
Okay, but
But you're
here's
just not playing bad defense.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I
It was like with the Chet thing last year. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying Mars. I'm just saying, like, well, like wildebeest get hunted too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be fooled. You could just be big game, but you could still get hate.
But Bob, like on that point, do oxes get hunted?
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, from time to time.
Okay. All right, for sure. But fellas, we got a game though. Who is going to win this? Is Toronto going to get their get back, or are the Knicks going to pop them?
Do we
Keep
know
in mind,
Jakob Poeltl
both
is
teams are
playing?
hot right now.
Is
Not till
Jakob
next
Poeltl
Tuesday
playing?
though, Swiper. So it's not tomorrow. The first round of the knockout doesn't start till next Tuesday.
Well, if the Raptors don't have Jakob Poeltl, they're not winning anything versus that team. With all due respect, they need a big versus Mitch and Cat.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think so.
So as of right now, this is what's Jakob Poeltl rest didn't play against the Knicks. So this was just rest.
Oh, okay.
But he also said he's good to go on Monday.
Okay, good.
But this is last Monday. So yeah, he's just been resting. He rested 2 Sundays ago, and then he rested last Sunday. So
That's
maybe
pitiful.
Maybe I know Ox Sunday is supposed
And
to be
dealing with a bad back, I think
Maybe
rest
those-
is more than appropriate.
Oh well, okay. Well, if he's resting because of a back, then sure. But if he's just resting,
not
because
other
he's
reasons to rest on a Sunday?
tired, no, not in the NBA, Ron. No.
You are
God rest
ungodly.
on the 7th.
Yeah. you
Well,
are
God didn't
ungodly,
play in
Ox.
it. God didn't play in the National Basketball Association.
All right, you know what?
But and you know you
Well,
guys
like some tell he wear number 15 in Denver.
Okay, and not only that,
That's true.
you don't rest on days when you're supposed to work. Okay, I'm scheduled to work this day, and I'm also scheduled not to work. That's when you rest on the days when you're not scheduled to work. What are you doing? What are you looking crazy for, Swiper?
Because
but a bad back
because
is serious business, though, Chill.
because
a
Chill,
bad
you're
back is serious.
Chill, you're old man yelling at clouds about this once again. Like, this is just the way the league works. You have injuries, you have maintenance. You have to have maintenance in order to have long-term viability for the season. So you have to sit out NBA games. You can't play every game. Most players can't play every game. OKC has everybody's gone in and out of the lineup except for SGA. Because he's healthy, like everybody else is hurt.
More medicine today. There's more science today.
Yes, we're smarter. We're
But
smarter.
no, if you're back, if you're resting because of an injury though.
Yeah, Larry Bird. If you rest some more, maybe you play more than 12 years.
So okay, but Swiper, my whole real quick though, Ron.
I'm about to step in because I don't want to turn this into a rest conversation.
Well, Chill's over here getting mad.
I don't want to either, Ron. I don't want to turn into a rest conversation either. But if you're resting because you're tired, that's ridiculous. But if you're resting because you're coming back from a back injury, that's
different.
serious.
That's different. That's different.
Right. So
Then
I don't want to let Swiper turn the world on Chill, calling them an old man yelling at clouds and get off my grass.
It's not turning against Chill. We've had this argument multiple times.
Because Swiper, sometimes the chat that I love so much, sometimes they don't listen fully. You know what I'm saying? In the fact that Ron Mars or one of them said that he's just resting, they put us instantly on the what are you just resting for? But then Mars pointed out, well, it's because of the back. That's okay. To me, that's a reason.
Well, Ron's an L host. He just said rest and didn't look into what the context of the rest was.
Injury report said, so I'm assuming.
That's whatever.
I'm just not going to sit here and let Swiper turn the world against Chill for no reason.
No, Chill and I have had this argument for a full year now. Go ahead.
Ron, because to your point, Ron, it's a difference between resting and I'm giving you the night off for rest, as opposed to you are handling an injury that you're resting from. All right, that's different. Those two things ain't the same thing. But you have scheduled days off. So if I'm supposed to be working and I'm fine to work, why am I not working?
Wait, is your NBA game only my only part of my job? Like, I don't understand. I don't do anything else. There's nothing else I have to do for my job.
What
Just
else
play
is
basketball?
basketball? Yeah, hell yeah, that's what you are. You are a basketball. You are a tool to play basketball.
A tool.
Yes.
What if he is a tool to spread the Lord's message on Sundays? So that's why he's not playing on Sundays.
But his ass
That's
don't
what
need to
it
be in the
could
NBA. He need to do what AJ Griffin. He need to do AJ Griffin do. He need to take his ass to the church house. That's what he need to do.
Well, fellas, we got a game. Toronto and the Knicks. Who are you guys taking?
I got the Knicks.
Let's just say both teams are healthy. Oh, I don't know when OG's coming back. Any update on his injury?
What is it?
I got the
hamstring
Knicks.
again. Is that
He's
the issue
scheduled to play. He should be playing.
with OJ? Is it OJ? I'm sorry. OG? Is it the hamstring?
I believe so.
No, he's resting, chill.
See how Swiper will turn this shit into something completely different.
He's resting.
OG would never go out like that.
He's not
Would
resting.
never go out
What
like
he is,
that.
all right,
Swiper. Respect OG.
Those two things are not the same thing. Real talk. He's not resting. He's recovering from an injury. Those two things
Fellas,
are not
so
the
there
same
wa-
thing. So
If the
to-
playoffs
was an
started tomorrow
update-
and he played, is that not a rest?
to answer your question, Ron.
Hold on, right quick, chill. Just to give you an update on OG Anunoby. Head coach Mike Brown said Sunday, which is yesterday, that OG Anunoby's hamstring still doesn't have a timetable for his return to game action, though he has done some controlled on-court work.
Oh yeah,
So he's still recovering from this.
Yeah, y'all keep OG
he
out of
Yeah,
this.
he a couple weeks out.
Yeah, so he's still recovering from this injury. So
So no
He'll
OG
probably play on
Anunoby.
Christmas.
Who y'all got?
I got the Knicks. If they don't got Poodle, I got the Knicks. Even with y'all, even with them, I still got the Knicks.
Yeah, I got the Knicks too. That point guard up there in New York is damn good, bruh.
he is, isn't he?
Jalen Brunson is an
He can
amazing
play.
basketball player.
He can
Top
play.
20 player ever.
You see
let's
that
not tell
Bucks game where he was just.
Oh, I
giving
see
them-
what you're doing, Ron. Okay, I see. Okay.
Hey, let some tell it. He is.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. The next game that I got for you is the Magic and the Heat. Who do you guys got winning this game?
Orlando.
Miami for sure.
I'll take Miami in this game, Ron. Mm-hmm.
All right. Next game that we have is the Lakers and the Spurs. Do we know Wemby's timetable?
Doesn't matter. Lake
However long it takes. However long it takes to get that calf injury correct.
All right, so let's just
the
assume no
Lakers.
Wemby.
Lakers.
Lakers.
Everybody got the Lakers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take the Lakers.
All right. And
I
then
got the
last but
Spurs.
last but obviously not least, the next game that we have is
You got
OKC. Nobody want to take the underdogs?
You know what?
Stop with
I'll
the-
take the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker turns back into Devin Booker, takes over his lead role as a scorer from Dylan Brooks. So I'll take the Suns.
I mean, first off, they were in that.
Maybe
they were
Colin,
in that
too.
Game the other night.
Hey, Colin and Grayson, maybe they go off from three. They hit
Colin's
12
another
threes.
MIP candidate, by the way. He's been amazing.
Shout
this
out
season.
Colin,
Just
man.
wanna-
By the definition
it's-
of the award, he is a candidate. Yeah.
He's been fantastic this year.
Definitely has been.
All right, fellas. Well, let's go ahead and jump into these crunch time chats. You guys have commented on what we had to say and on what happened over this past weekend. So let's see what you guys want to talk about. The first comment is from, who would have guessed it? DHG Piccolo. Hey, Chill, you got any idea what he could be talking about before I even put the super chat up?
Get Tamari off. Get Tamara off the floor. I'm guessing off the top of my head. Yeah, get Tamara off the floor. Denny is definitely an all-star. My team is Buns. Trade.
SGA is a foul baiter.
Yeah, SGA is a foul baiter. I'm just going off the top of my head.
He can't say that if he's gonna be praising Denny. See how many free throws that man be shooting?
Well, this is what DSG had to say. DSG said, my free throw merchant outplayed theirs, but SGA is the clutch player of the year. No Denny to start the fourth, ended it with an 8-0 run. Without a point guard, he's the only one who could bend that defense and get in the paint. Tumani played well.
Tamani did
Kumani?
pretty well. Mm-hmm.
Tumani hooped.
23 well-earned free throws in that game.
Yeah, Shay's. If the voting was today, I think Shay would be running away with clutch player of the year.
Yeah, I think he's
It
averaging
feels
9.
like anytime OKC have been in a close game, he's closed out, except the one Portland game they lost, and then he decided to turn around and give them like 35 and 3/4.
Shay
One
is
game, I didn't get it done.
Shay is sitting out more fourth quarters than any other player and still leads the league in clutch points.
That's hilarious.
Total points, right? Total points.
He's over Cade. He passed him. 'Cause I know
Well,
Cade
he's averaging more
Clutch,
points.
not fourth, I believe. But I'm
Shea
pretty sure.
is averaging 8.9 points per game in the clutch.
That's 9
And that's
points.
points per game. So that's like nearly next is Anthony Edwards at 5.7. So he's clearing everyone in points per game. But to Real Talk's point about totals, which is what makes it even crazier, Shea has 80. The next closest has 66, and Shea's only played in 9 games in the clutch.
That's
So he's
insane.
averaging
Wait. Who in second? Who's played like second, third?
14
Well,
games.
yeah, but
90.
yeah, it's I think, and he gets credit for this, by the way. He's getting the additional minutes because of the double overtime, but he was still great in the double overtimes too. For people that are like saying that, like that's why the volume for it is where it is. He was great in the double overtimes. He was great versus Phoenix. He was great versus who they just play. That they just had
Portland.
Portland.
Portland, yeah, great versus Portland. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean he's been phenomenal in the clutch all the way around this year. Like,
Hey, Swiper, but don't you think that adds another layer to his MVP case as well?
of course, yeah, clutch scoring is.
In fact,
I mean,
steal it, Ron.
I mean, clutch scoring is. It's not played a heavy case in the race since its inception, but yeah, I mean, it's for sure. Like, I think it's always an additive for sure. Anything that shows your value, I think always helps MVP cases.
I think it seals it, Ron, off the strength that, I mean, winning matters, and he's icing games. In order for them to win games, they go to him. Mars, you just said 9 points a game in the fourth quarter. That's a quarter of his points that he's getting
clutch, yeah.
in the meat and potatoes of the game. That's a quarter of his points. I think he's averaging 32, almost 33 a game.
No, but
and
that's
getting
not. It's
9
not.
of that.
No, that's
it's
only
not,
in
it's
nine.
not.
In
Yeah,
the
it's
9
not across.
games. And yet,
it's not across the
Swiper's
season.
Point, the double overtime games definitely are boosting that because it was a large portion of minutes.
Right.
So if you
How
just
many points
take
did he
out
have in
if you
those
take
two?
those 2 games out, he still leads the league in clutch
Yeah,
points.
so it's what I'm saying, it
At
doesn't matter.
5.9.
So
But it's a
clutch
big
is
difference from 8.9 to 5.9. But he's still. So if you take out the large sample in the games in which he closed out in double overtime, which boosts his overall points per game, he still leads the league in clutch.
You said it's 5.9 outside of that.
It's 5.9 in the 7 games.
Yeah, and then just again for
65% from the field, 67% from 3, and 94% from the line.
yeah, 5.9 will still be number 1 ahead of Anthony Edwards at 2. So
Yes.
So think about that for a second, Swiper. So when we get into the meat and potatoes of the game, y'all know who we going to, and he's delivering.
yeah, but he didn't. But remember last 2. So we didn't include the clutch player of the year MVP stuff because last year the finalists were for clutch player of the year. Who?
It was Jokic and Brunson.
Jokic, Brunson, and one more person though. I can't remember who
I
the
don't
third.
remember the other one, but I know it was Jokic and Brunson.
Yeah, so
This always comes down
Trey,
to
maybe?
two-man race.
we've never included that, but I'm saying that will be added this year because his MVP case, the thing that's making it what it is right now, is his overall scoring body. His scoring body has been stupendous to start the season off. So this is like an accelerant to talking about how good his scoring has been to start the year. So it's all the way around. Like it's going to go to be a part of it because this is why he is what he is. He's scoring at a rate for a guard that we just haven't seen except for a few other players ever.
SGA is I'm a very good SGA playoff run away from just thinking he's the best player in the world. I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna get into Stan Gundy.
Yeah.
You can say it. It's real talk. You can say it. It's okay.
It's nice for you guys to finally just realize.
No, it's just I do
already
want to
said
see
it.
him
I already said
replicated
it.
somewhat in the playoffs, but like his, I don't know, man. He's a really good defensive player, relative to like offensive load. Let me say that. Relative to like offensive load and players that have to carry an offense like that, he may be one of the best defenders on that list. And then, like, I don't want it to get it confused as like, oh yeah, he's just scoring. No. He's scoring like Michael Jordan. I don't think people are like understanding what we're watching right now from the guard position. Not saying he is Michael Jordan. I'm not saying. I'm saying he is producing. Yes, statistically. Yes.
Just gonna make sure because they're gonna.
Yeah, because I know. Yeah, I know.
4 straight years.
Hey, Mars, you was saying let some people tell it about God. Let some people tell it about Jesus.
Oh, facts.
4 straight years, real talk. 35-5.
Yeah.
This is the best he's ever been, though.
Yeah, for sure, it is.
But he's been getting better year on year, and now we're getting to the point where I said it over a month ago. I think he has a legitimate argument to be the best player in the world. Apparently, that was crazy of me to say.
I think he is.
It's not.
Yeah, I seen you say that on TikTok.
Yes, I think he is.
He's ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. He's just ridiculous. I think we should be appreciating the level of player we're seeing. What makes it like, I think quite often we see guys get to levels that rival all-time greats, whether that be a short period of Tracy McGrady, whether that be like peak Steph Curry, and then you see other point guards who get to a certain level. What separates the guys who just peak at that level and then fade out, and then the guys who are all-time greats, is the fact their ability to sustain it. I think we're at the point now with Shea where he's showing that he can peak at that level. Now, is he better than those guys? That's a different conversation. We don't need to have that. But we're getting to the point where, to Cho's point, this is his 4th straight year or whatever, averaging 35 and 5.
Yep.
He's getting better year on year. We're going to get to the point where the longevity is going to start approaching the all-time levels, alongside the fact that I think most of us would agree he's already peaking at a level that rivals some of the all-time great guards. Now, does that mean he's better than a Dwayne Wade, for example? We don't need to talk about that. But his peak is rivaling some of these guys. If he starts adding up these years, similar to the point of when we spoke about Giannis a few years back, where it was, he's only done it for a few years, and now we're 9 years deep in Giannis being one of the best players in the world. Jokic, we're now 6 or 7 years deep on him being one of the best players in the world. Shea is going to start getting to that level as well, and I think that's what is majorly impressive. I think he's only 27, and like the stuff he's doing is the stuff he's doing is ridiculous.
Hey, but he just got some hair on his chest, yo. But y'all chill.
How many more years can we?
He's just now starting to feel himself.
How many more years can we?
SGA just now getting into in the form. Luka too, though. Luka too. Like
he hasn't reached his grown up. He hasn't reached his grown up strength yet. I think we just entering that grown man strength, that adult strength. Because before, at 24, 25, I'm still good. When we get to the other side of that, 26, 27, 28, I think that's when these dudes start to recognize, I'm stronger, or the game starts to slow down in spaces like that. And I feel like with SGA, I feel like the things that he's good at, he can continue to do this. Like, I think I could get another 2 more years of this level of Shea. 2 more years of it. This level of
it.
I'm talking about I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this level of him.
Chill. You
2 more years. I'm thinking 2 more years.
Chill.
To like 30 years old.
When did Jokic win his first MVP?
25.
When did Giannis win his first MVP?
24.
That was in 19.
No. And do you remember them at 27, Chill?
Giannis
at 27 was what, 2022?
That was 3 years ago with Giannis.
Yeah, so I'm saying
that was his best year.
But has he necessarily slowed down?
Are we in peak? So are we in peak SGA years right now, or are we just in prime SGA years?
Well, it depends on what you're asking.
I think we're in peak years, but I don't know.
How long?
I don't know. He keeps getting better.
That's what I said. But I can't confirm it. I don't like if he gets better again. I don't know. But it feels like we're in peak years. It feels.
We've been saying the same thing about Jokic. We think that's.
Is he better than he was last year? Or is he just doing more of it?
He's better than he was last year.
Yeah, he's scoring. He's scoring even better than he did.
It's weird. I think he's way better than he was last year.
Yeah, he's
And last year, I think
passing better than he was last year as well.
The passing, I could
he's passing better, his scoring's better, his defense.
Yeah, he's just all the way around. Yeah.
He's better.
The mid-range stuff is a bit worse, but I think that'll get back to where it needs to be. Right. He's better at everything. He's gotten better. Clearly.
When I think about a peak run, I'm just thinking about how long can a guy play at this level.
But what is this level?
When I'm the best player on the planet. That's where.
But what is But I think the thing you have to ask yourself.
To answer your question, Swiper. To answer your question, Swiper. When I say the best player, I mean 29 to 33 a game. Like, how many more years can I get that from him? And where I am right now,
29 no more.
Well, just on average, that's what I'm thinking. So how many more years can I get this SGA? I think I could get this. I think I could get this SGA
if they don't change the infrastructure of the team.
2 or 3 more years.
But you got to remember SGA. The reason why SGA is in a very unique position historically, he is less reliant on traditional explosive athleticism than any other guy of his archetype that's ever existed.
I could get with that.
Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Dominique, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant. All of them were more explosive than he is. Yeah, well, Jerry was. all of them were much more explosive than he is and played with a different kind of dexterity than SGA does. SGA is a extremely dominant horizontal player for a guard. That's something that we just typically haven't seen. So that's why for SGA, there's a world where he's 33 still being able to put up these kind of productive seasons just because he's so much more reliant on athleticism from side to side standpoint, lateral movement, but also just his bend. I mean, that's what allows to him to do what he's doing. So, I mean, there's a very real world where he's able to do this for several more seasons. But then the thing that's going to run into the SGA years, the same thing he's running into now. Right now, he's dealing with peak Jokic and then Giannis. But then he's going to deal with Wemby on the way up from 26 to 27 and whoever. Then say Luka comes around, like, that's the only thing that's going to get in the way of like
He said, "Let's say
That's not getting in the way.
No. I think
If he ends up winning championships while all of those guys are playing, as we know, history shows that the winner will get the
No, we're talking about. I think we're talking about level of play, though. I'm just more so talking about
But I'm saying
history won't care about level of play.
No, I know, but they're asking. Yeah, sure. Well, I guess he's asking like sustain this. I think for a lot of people, yeah. I mean, it just depends. Like I think he can do it for longer than 2 years. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Hey, chill. To answer your question, if somebody was to come from the future and tell me in 2030, that SGA is still averaging 33, I would not be shocked.
5 years.
2031, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if he, until 2031, if SGA at 33 is still averaging 30 plus, and he did it, that would be for 8 straight seasons?
9, Ron. That's 9 years. That's 9 years he doing that.
I would not.
We gotta have
be
a
shocked,
way different.
Who's averaged 30 for 9 straight seasons
so
before?
He's the GOAT.
Jordan. Yeah. That's it.
I would not.
Yeah,
be shocked.
That's GOAT. That's GOAT worthy.
Yes.
That's GOAT worthy for sure.
If we're in 2030 and I'm still getting 32, 6, and 5 for SGA and he's 31 years old, yeah, we gotta start talking about him different. Especially
I don't know how you stop him from scoring. I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
That's still pretty. That's still like prime years. Athletic.
31. Yes, 100%.
I don't see no reason why he won't be able to do that. Actually,
but
now that we're actually talking,
you don't turn 28 until after the season. Like
but to real talk's point, I mean, if I'm getting championships out of this, if I get another championship or another 2 championships out of this, and we're in 2030, 5 years from now, and I'm getting 35 and 5. No, we have to have a different conversation about him. We have to. Y'all already talking about him and Bryant in the same conversation. If I get 9 years of 35 and 5 and 2 or 3 championships, or
all right, fellas. Speaking of having a different conversation, the next super chat I got is from IRL Time 98. IRL Time said, "I can't subscribe to the East is weak nonsense anymore."
Read
is
that
anybody
one more time,
unsubscribing
Ron.
from this?
Read that one more time, Ron.
I can't subscribe to the East is weak nonsense anymore. Anybody else unsubscribing to this?
You should be unsubscribing to it, Ron. You're the one who's still on that. It ain't 2013
We have 4
no more,
teams.
Give me
It don't got to be 2013. It's 2025, and the West still clears.
No, they don't, Ron. They don't clear them.
Well, are the 4 best teams in the league not in the Western Conference still?
The 5, 6.
So I'm asking.
San Antonio and the Wolves in there.
Oklahoma City.
San Antonio's in there.
Oklahoma City.
Not better than the Knicks.
Not.
You said who?
San Antonio ain't better than the Knicks.
San Antonio's not better than
San Antonio would serve the Knicks in a 7-game season.
No, they would not.
I do think the 4 best teams in the league are in the West.
Oklahoma City, the Lakers, and the Oklahoma City Lakers, Denver, and Houston. All right, I can get with that. What's the gap, though? That's my question. What's the gap?
I don't know. I don't think.
And the reason why I'm asking, here's the reason why I'm asking you this. The reason why I'm asking you this, Moss, is because if the gap is this, right? If we live in the same neighborhood. You just got a bigger house than me. Like you got a room and you got a bigger pool. We don't have that big of a gap. That's where the East is weak logic comes in. Okay, the East isn't weak. You're just better than me. That don't mean I'm weak. And we got a bunch of teams in the Eastern Conference who are damn good teams. Bunch of teams.
They're great. They are great regulars.
It's kind of tough because you can make the argument. Like I think most of us would agree the 4 best teams in the league are in the West, but then you can make just as much of an argument that the 3 worst teams in the league are in the East.
The 3 worst.
That's kind of you could make that argument. I'm not
Oh,
saying
Washington Nets and Pacers.
Yeah, yeah, you could make that argument. Now, New Orleans sucks. So, like, you could be like, New Orleans are in there. But, like, you could make the argument that the 3 worst teams are in the East and the 4 best teams are in the West. You have both of those things. That kind of would explain why someone would be like, yeah, the East is weak. Like, how do you have the 3 worst teams in the league, but the other conference has the 4 best teams? I guess. I would just say, I think the Eastern Conference is cool. I think it's cool. That's right. I think it's cool.
The champion will undoubtedly be coming out of the Western Conference, no matter what. That's basically where I am. There's not one team in a 7-game format with 2 weeks to prepare that I think will beat any of the teams in the West.
I disagree with that. I think the only lock is OKC like that. Anybody else, there's a chance.
Yeah, I think you're much lower on Denver than when they're healthy than what they're like what they've been performing as so far, which is fair. I mean, that's completely fair. But I do think that, like, if everybody's healthy, even the Rockets, man, like, maybe, you think about the internals, Şengün hasn't been scoring like he was to start the year off or something like that. Maybe you're worried about that, but even the Rockets are insane this year.
So you don't think the Knicks could give y'all a run for your money? So.
I mean, Cat's not having
Mitchell Robinson and Steven Adams on the court.
Yeah, as much as I love Cat last year, Cat this year has not been my favorite person this year so far. I also said on the show last night, Lockdown NBA, shout out, that if I had an actual vote for 6 men of the year that wasn't contingent on scoring off the bench, I think Steven Adams would be top 2 in my 6 men of the year vote so far this year. I think he's that impactful in the game. And I don't know another person that comes off the bench that has that means that much to their team. Steven was a plus 24 last night. Like, he's ridiculous. He does everything.
One of the worst games of all time.
It happens, Morris. Especially when you're in group chats with Terry Rozier and guys like that. It just happens sometimes. But the next super chat is from Randy Ballin. Sent through a super chat and said, how much of SGA's success is due to the fantastic defense and opportunities in transition, coaching, good teammates, etc., etc.
Due to it, I wouldn't say it's due to it, but I would say it benefits him.
Yeah, it's a lot of it, but who cares? I mean,
basketball.
No, but it's not. But yeah, it's not that my who cares isn't probably the same as yours, Shield. It's at some point he plays for them, so you're never going to find out. You're never going to find out. It's never going to be a question of what would he look like if he didn't have this bomb squad with him. It doesn't matter. Like, he is on the team, and he is performing with this team.
He saw him in 2023 when the team wasn't good and he was still great.
They
so,
built this thing from the ground up.
When they benched him?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about when Chet missed the whole year. When Chet missed the whole year and he was averaging 30 on the
yeah, they sat him down the rest of the year, and then he got first team that year.
Jalen Williams, not
remember
Jacob, but
that was
Jalen Williams.
Yeah, the light skinned dude.
We're on 2 different years. They missed the playoff. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
The big thing is because Morris, that is a
he
point.
benefits from the situation for sure.
That is a great point, Morris, to speak on what we've seen Shea do before. But the point is, we need to kill this stuff right here. We need to dead that right now. Because this is how basketball works. This is a part of basketball. You know what I mean? Like, if you're on the team, you're on. On top of that, benefiting from getting in transition, benefiting on defense is something that he contributes to. You know what I mean? So it's like we just have to dead that logic. Like, oh, well, it's just he wouldn't do this if they didn't play defense. Like, yeah, he's a part of the defensive scheme.
It's not like he's just running out and they throwing him the ball. No, he's the one causing turnovers.
But on top of that too, Chill, he's getting out in the break. He's running the floor. He's kicking the ball up. He's also receiving the ball. That's a part of basketball. Like, there's nothing that says that, oh, SGA only averages 35 and he only does that in the half court set. There's like only being able to score in the half court does not make you a better basketball player. And if you can speed the game up, that can make me a better basketball player too. All of this is a part of the game. So I just think we need to dead that type of talk right now. We need to
I never think it's a my fault.
Just a quick question, real talk. Yeah, and since when do we criticize players for being beneficiaries? What's the problem with me being a beneficiary?
People get mad when you don't do everything for a team. People want. This is weird because people are weird. They want the best players to win, but the team can't be too good. Otherwise, how dare you win when other good players don't have teams as good as you? So your team can't be great. But then if your team isn't good enough, you have to leave the team because now you're not going to win, a la Giannis in Milwaukee. So you have to leave the team when they're not good enough. But you can't go to a team that's too good. Otherwise, when you win, we don't count it. Because, hey, if you were on a worse team, you wouldn't win. But then your team can't be mid because then when you're not winning every year, well, you're actually not as good as people say because you're not winning every year. Because the greats were winning every year. Michael Jordan was winning every year. So basically, no matter what you do, no one's going to be happy. You can't be on a great team like Shea. You can't be on a team that's not good enough to win like Giannis because then you're going to have to leave. You can't be on a team that's good enough to compete but isn't good enough to run the table like Jokic in Denver. So what do you have to do? Just shut up and don't listen to anyone because no matter what, someone's going to be mad at what team you have. Shea is doing great. Do I think he benefits from what OKC have around him? For sure. Defensively, for sure. So I think that makes them the title favorites? Yes. But I don't think that takes away from Shea's individual ability.
He's awesome.
Do I think OKC amplifies some of the things he's great at? Yes, but I think that's what a team is supposed to do. I think a lot of teams amplify the things their stars are great at because that's what you're supposed to do when you build a team around a superstar. I think Shea is amazing. I think Shea benefits from what OKC have around him. But I think a bigger part of this is Shea makes some very questionable lineups work because of how good he is.
Yes.
The fact that you can put some of these limited offensive players out there, all of them, and put them out there with Shea and be like, hey, we're going to have a 125 offensive rating no matter who Shea shares the court with, is a huge benefit. And I think that's what Shea's superpower is. Like, Shea is simultaneously floor raising and ceiling raising this team, in my opinion. He's floor raising this offense based on all of the lineups he's going with, but they're so good defensively that his ability to do all of the things he does raises the ceiling of this team as well, in my opinion. So I think he's just doing both.
Ron, that shit sounds to me like I bet you if you was on another team, you wouldn't be able to do that. The only reason why you're doing that is because your team play really good defense and you get out in transition. I bet you if you was on a team that didn't play good defense and didn't get out in transition, you wouldn't be doing that. Well, he'd be doing something
But
else.
we have done this though. Players do this to each other.
I don't have a problem adding context to a player's situation. I think, especially when we get to a comparison, and definitely comparison like winning, right? Oh, this player's won this player didn't win this. Well, then team construct absolutely matters.
I agree.
But at the same token, if you watch OKC play, to Mars's point, the reason why OKC is so good, not only because of their defense, and also let me get this point out the way. Yes, it is kind of factual at this point. There are other elite offensive players in the league that you could sub for Shea, and OKC will still be a championship caliber team because the defense is that good, right? That is important context to add to the situation. However, it doesn't take away from the fact that SGA may be the first or second best offensive player in the world right now. So to Mars's point, no matter how defensively slanted the rest of the lineup is when they're out there with Shea, it still leads to elite offense because Shea needs very minimum variables to be an elite offense amongst himself. It's I need ball and space. I don't need a pick too much. I don't need to come off ball to try to create an advantage off of a screen. Just give me the rock. Bop, 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 bop. Good. 60% of the time. Like, that just is what it is, bro. So you can try to, use the defensive argument and defensive team all you want. I've done it. But at the end of the day, when all the brother needs is the ball to lead to elite offense, you got to give him the credit, bro.
And his team is constructed around his skill set. Let's not forget that he's been on this crew for 6 years now. If I'm not mistaken, he showed up 6 years ago when he got with Chris Paul in 2019, 2020. Right. So this team is constructed around his skill set. We put complementary players around him, and this unit defensively is what they are. They took advantage of Shea's athletic ability to play in transition because he is one of the better transition players in the game. I definitely have to give him credit. I can't speak for the rest of you guys, but I definitely have to give him credit for that. But this is also a team, which we can't forget, they were garbage for a while. And they built this unit up to be what it is. So
yeah, but I think this is where nuance is important. They are also systemically a one-of-one scenario, which they got Shea in a trade. They then were able to, because of injuries, multitude of situations, they hit on Chet Holmgren. They then get J-Dub. They hit on J-Dub. They get A.J. Mitchell. They hit on A.J. Mitchell for cheap. They then are able to swing Josh Giddey to Cartasovas for Alice Caruso. Caruso hits. Then Isaiah Hartenstein is available because he couldn't get paid by the Knicks. The market couldn't pay him. They had $35 million to play with. They didn't pay Isaiah Hartenstein, and then they're able to add Case and Wallace.
We do need some things to go.
No. This is what I'm saying. This is an anomaly. This is you can't find really since like the Boston Celtics Laker days where you were able, and maybe not even them, where you were able to construct a roster from 1 to 12 with this kind of like just what's the best word to talk about?
Comparable to like Golden State with Steph, right? Because they were very fortunate because
Draymond, Clay,
and the Marcus,
and
then you hit on Clay, you hit on Draymond. You're able to get this good bench because you don't have to fade Steph Curry yet. Like I do think they're kind of similar as far as their fortune as Golden State was. And you didn't even anticipate Steph or Shea being this good to begin with. To be honest with you.
Right. So it's before that though, Chill. Even before that, when they had, because like Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala and those type of players, you know what I'm saying, to have like players that fit together.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yes, yeah, Harrison Barnes. I'm talking about the early Warriors too, before KD and everybody got there, and then to not have to deal with like super egos and guys like, oh, this is my team, I can't, you know what I'm saying? All of that. Like when you have that, like players that have the common goal and are ready to work together and not have to worry about who's the top dog all the time, like you kind of know who's the guy, but everybody else falls in line and plays their position and plays their role. It's nothing better than just knowing what your role is and sticking to that.
Makes my
you know
job
what I'm
so much easier.
And playing that role and not going to the GM and I want more of this, I need more of that, this or the coach, oh man, why is he shoot? All that type of dumb shit. When everybody buys into something, you can have something beautiful.
And this is why the chat, like people are so like they're so simple. But people are saying like Shea got Showtime, Lakers to Bill Russell help. No. For this era, he does. But I just laid out a whole argument why he still has to be the engine behind what that is. It doesn't work without Shea. But yes, he is in a situation where he's allowed to be able to function the way that he functions because he has such an elite roster around. That just is what it is. Like you just have to be able to put both of those things together. That's just Ron, the way it works.
You're gonna stop talking to the chat like that, bro.
And Ron, the last thing that I'm gonna say,
what's wrong with being simple?
Yeah, for real. And Ron, the last thing that I'm going to say is the last thing that I want to do is slight a guy.
I know you simple.
The last thing that I want to do, real talk, is slight a guy for his organization being first class. Let's not forget, they did miss a couple of times. I mean, they missed on Gordon Hayward. They missed on Bismack Biyombo. Okay, but we cleaned that up. We ended up cleaning that up. And we got it right with Mitchell. Right, we got it right with Caruso. We got it right with Case and Wallace. They didn't get it right with everybody, no doubt about that. They did miss on a few, but with them getting it right, SGA recognizing what they're building around him, and him being the player that he is, benefits from that. But he's still got to do his job, and he's doing it. If SGA wasn't in Oklahoma City and they weren't playing the transition defense they weren't playing the defense that they're playing and getting out in transition. If he was in Atlanta, he'd be doing something else for them. If he was in New York, he'd be doing something else for them. I don't want to make SGA look like SGA only getting busy in Oklahoma City because they're doing this. No, he'd be getting busy if he was somewhere else.
Yo, we do have another super chat to get to, but I really do have a question that I need you guys to answer for me. So it's ironic that Ox compared this OKC team to the early Golden State Warriors before KD. How everybody played their parts. They had a lot of moving pieces, but they had a lot of good pieces, and they went together like peanut butter and jelly. It was almost a seamless, simultaneous fit. But I got to ask you guys, obviously we have hindsight, so we know what the Warriors did. But if you could get that early Golden State roster, 2014, or if you could get this OKC roster starting last year, and you can get both teams for 7 years, which team would you take? Which team would you want?
Steph Curry.
Do I still have the ability to get KD?
No. We gotta. I mean, you have the ability, but think about what this OKC team has. But I want to keep all of that off the table because then you could project trades and all of that.
The table, Ron. The reason
I just want to talk about roster. I just want to talk about the roster,
and I'm going to explain to you why you can't take that off the table. The reason why we was able to get KD was because Steph Curry got hurt, and we got Steph Curry on the cheap. The reason why we was able to get KD because we got Draymond in the second round, and Draymond was on the books for a little bit of money. The reason why we able to get what we got right now is because a bunch of these guys on the crew for a little bit of money. Nobody's taking up all of the money. That's why this roster is constructed the way it is. Absolutely. But to Ox's point, I'm going with the chef.
the most dangerous guy. I'm going with the chef, no doubt about it. The most dangerous guy to get on.
Are we going to continue to act like? Oh, brother, here it goes. Are we going to continue to act like Steph Curry is just for sure just way better than Shea right now?
I don't know if anybody said that. I'm going to continue to act like that, even though nobody
Well,
said
2014, I think Shea's better than that stuff.
Right, but we're talking about just moving forward. Who do we take? And we know what Steph Curry is from
SGA
15 to 22.
2015
and I'm taking
too.
Steph Curry. I'm taking Steph
I'll
Curry
see
over
that.
everybody but Shaq, Jordan, and a couple dudes. Like, I want Steph.
I think I'm taking this OKC team. I think they'll be able to guard their Golden State team without KD very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think bare minimum Shea can play Curry to a draw, if not just.
Are we talking about matching these teams up like?
Nah, not matching up. Who would you?
Oh, just
who would you want?
But I'm also
who would
thinking
you want a
OKC
GM
because they're OKC's core and everything. I'm pretty sure is younger as well than Golden State.
I'm pretty sure.
Swipe, I'd much rather have. I'd much rather be working
Andre
in
Iguodala over there.
Swipe. I'd much
They
rather
do.
be working in the 2015, 2016 Golden State Warriors era. And the reason why I want to do that is because considering you and I have had this conversation about the
Both
business
of
of
y'all
basketball,
can calm down.
how much the second apron cripples me and what it would do in terms of my roster construction. I don't got to worry about that in 2015, 2016 with the Golden State Warriors. I can move pieces around and I can get different players on my crew where I don't have to worry about not necessarily the salary cap, but I don't have to worry about these infractions like I have to worry about today. So I'm definitely taking the Warriors.
Well, I mean, might not matter. It just is Shea right now is just as deficient as 16 Curry. Real talk.
Deficient?
I mean, we could. You said what? No, real talk.
Deficient.
I mean, that's a Twitter narrative that is 100% not true. By the way, just for context, but I do think it's
not true.
It's
They both
like
have
it's
a
not even
60%
close.
shooting.
Like it's
What's not true? I'm sorry, I missed it.
They had-
Oh,
they-
you said efficient. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, that's
efficient,
what
just as efficient 2016 Curry. It's not close. Respectfully.
Well,
it's
that true
not
shooting
close.
is like the
on a
same.
raw
No.
basis. It is
Relative Curry was like
relative.
a plus.
Yes, I know it's not relative.
So no, then that's
I'm
what
saying the
matters.
raw
That's
number.
no, but like that's that.
Hold on, wait.
I'm
Because
fine with adding relative context. Then I would just argue that
It's higher now.
if we're gonna add context for just league average efficiency, we should add
Yeah, well,
context.
we have to.
Average context for league average play type efficiency. Shea's doing this on a 90% self-created diet. The efficiency on self-created looks versus catch and shoot looks are drastically different. So if I look at it relative to play type efficiency, Shea's efficiency would still rival that of Steph Curry because he's
Swiper,
doing
you
this in
fight that?
isolation.
Swiper?
pick and roll,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I do.
So,
Yeah,
like,
I think
it depends how
20.
deep in-
Like,
how
you
I
deep
think
in-
yeah.
Like,
I think
Jokic,
20.
like,
I
Does
think
context
20.
stop at league average? Is that
I
where it
do
stops?
think
Or do we-
2016 Curry and having a conversation about efficiency with another guard that's tough. Respectfully for me to get, because again, even with that Curry, that was like a plus 12.5 season. That was on 30. So like, that's just a different. And then on 9-3 to game, 10-3 to game, whatever it was that season.
11.
Yeah, it's just a different. That's just a different season. But whatever. It's
No, for sure different. I'm just saying. I think if we
14,
can add context to league
15,
average,
the situation
more
with Clay,
context
Dre,
to
and
that.
Steph, and Iggy, and Sean. But then the Thunder might be getting next year. They might be getting Darren Peterson.
Real talk. I don't think the basketball gods are going to allow that. I don't.
Why?
I just don't think. I mean,
Chill, it looks like I don't know what whoever they praying to over there in OKC, it's working.
even though whatever's going on in Oklahoma City, they living right over there.
Yeah, they
100%.
living right over there.
They live.
Chill.
They living correct over there in Oklahoma City. But I mean, I don't. I'm not sure.
I mean, chill, if you really think about OKC history, like for them to be as young as they are and already have 4 franchise players in their history as good as Kevin Durant, Shea, Harden, and Russ already,
That's
like
nuts.
they've been living well since
those
they
players
got
were
over there to
stolen.
OKC.
They were stolen, but
What does that
They
mean, Ron?
never became
However.
this good in Seattle, man. They would have never became this good in Seattle.
they were Christopher Columbus. But
and they would have left.
They did steal your team, Ron. I ain't gonna argue that point. Yes, your team got.
it's
stolen.
okay.
Yeah.
We still running good up here, But anyways, guys, I have one more super chat before we get into everything that we need to talk about today. Guys, we have a lot to talk about. Chat, I'm talking to you. There were a lot of comments made this week, and we were told that Jokic is the best all-around player ever. We were told that this is the best top 20 players ever over the last 20 years. We were told that Giannis alluded to him potentially finishing as the greatest scorer of all time. Well, number one on the scoring list. And then Cooper Flagg also had a historic night. So we're going to get to all of this. You guys make sure you like the video. Make sure you continue to comment. Make sure you become a member. And if you are on Twitter, repost the video. If you're on Facebook, like the video. Or
let's clean that one statement up, though, Ron. Clean it up a little bit, because what he said that the best 20 players ever have been playing for the 20 years, the last 20 years. They came from the last 20 years. Not that this is the best top 20. He might feel that way too, but he was just saying that the best 20 players to ever play came in the last 20 years, and a lot of those dudes that are on the top 75, which I agree with part of this statement, that there are some guys from back in the 60s that probably couldn't get in the league today, but I disagree with that. As far as like the top 80, the top guys in the 80s and the 90s, I absolutely think they could be in the league today. But there are guys from that are on the top 75 that probably couldn't make the league. But that's all. Just wanted to clear that part.
And yo, we're about to get to that.
I don't think the Jokic statement was one of the most. I mean, I don't agree, but I understand him saying it.
And we're going to get to that here right in a second. The next super chat and the last super chat that I want to read is from Davo. Davo said, I am so sick of NBA discourse treating NBA like it's an individual sport and not a team sport. Like your coaches / teammates don't matter. It's lack of common sense, or it lacks common sense. Jokic got exposed by the Wolves. Giannis bounced in the first round. F off.
Davo sound like he's sick of the bullshit.
I've been trying to say this for years, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, sports is going to be individualized. The best players get a lot, like 90% of the credit when their team wins. They get blamed when the team loses. Reality is that if you play well, you should probably be praised for playing well. If you play poorly, you should probably be acknowledged that you played poorly. That's probably how it should be, but it's not how it works, unfortunately. It's the life of it.
You and me have had this conversation in the past, Mars. Unfortunately, that's what comes with being the best player or being the best rebounder. You're going to get singled out on the crew. Like we gotta single out this one guy. This is our primary distributor. This is our best big man. This is our best scorer. So when we lose or when we win, we immediately go to this is why we won, because our best scorer did this or our best playmaker did this. When we lose, why didn't our best player do this? Why didn't our best player do that? That's what comes with it, unfortunately.
All right, fellas. Swiper, what exactly did LeBron say about Nikola Jokic?
He said that he is the most dominant, complete player that he's played against. Offensively.
Offensive player. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mars.
No, because you said complete player, just offensive player.
I said offensively but go ahead. Yeah, you can say the quote if you want to.
No, yeah. Just making sure we.
Yeah,
sure
Ox, can't hear you. Can't hear you, Ox.
To your point, Swiper, what exactly did he say? Because I want to make sure that I get it correct.
He just said he was asked by Steve Nash about just question about offense or whatever. Then he said that Jokic is the most dominant, complete offensive player that he's played against in his career. Is what he said.
And
so obviously going from Steph, KD, Kobe, Duncan, Shaq, 03, obviously. T-Mac in that era, Melo, Blake, all those other players.
Steve Nash.
So why is it? My question is again, in that statement, Swiper, the most complete, the most dominant player that I've ever faced. Not that's ever played in the game, but the one that I've ever faced. Why is that ridiculous for him to say that? Because I wasn't around when Jabbar was playing. I wasn't in the league when Jordan was playing. I didn't play against Hakeem Olajuwon. I didn't play against none of these guys. Chamberlain or Jerry. I didn't play against any of these guys. I did play against Bryant. I did play against Joker. I did play against Kevin Durant. I did play against Giannis. I did play against Kawhi Leonard. I played against all of these dudes. This dude right here, in terms of his complete package offensively, I have never gone up against a guy who is more complete and more dominant. Because remember when he saw Shaq? First of all, he got Shaq when Shaq was old.
But when he saw Shaq was on the other side of who he was. He didn't get to see 2000 Shaq. He didn't get to see 99 or 2001 Shaq. No, he got 2006 Shaq. He got 2009 Shaq. So that's a different Shaq as opposed to what we're seeing now with Joker. This is the most awesome offensive player that I've ever gone against. I don't understand why that's ridiculous for him to say that.
Well, the direct question from
Who
Steve
said it's ridiculous?
Nash was, it's not ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
The direct question from Steve Nash was, is this the best offensive player you've ever played? LeBron James thinks, hesitates, and does not respond with a direct yes, just to be fair, and then says, oh, he's the best and most complete. I think players like Steph Curry ran through his head when he was pondering. I think players like, Kobe and Kevin Durant probably, pondered in his mind. That's why he kind of hesitated. But it's not ridiculous to say that Jokic is the best offensive player he's played.
I don't think Steph Curry is as awesome as Steph Curry is. The most dangerous basketball player, and to Ox's point, the most dangerous basketball player to step on the floor. I don't think he dominated an offense like Joker does. Even when he was at his best, I don't think he dominated as a distributor, as a playmaker, as a bucket getter, as a ball handler. I don't think he dominated an offense as well as Joker did.
Chill, do you think Jokic is better than Steph Curry?
When he's at his best?
This a while ago. Yeah.
The bet, yes, I do. I do think that. Offensively, yes, I do.
Which means Shea's better than Steph Curry too.
Now, there's a difference between playing.
Because you said Shea's better than Jokic.
Well, I said Shea is better than him right now. Now,
Yeah. This is the best Jokic has been. No.
Well, I've already said that. I've already said SGA is better than Curry today. I said that.
No.
Now, is he better than? Is he better than him? Is he better than him all time? Not all time. I'm sorry.
No. All time.
The best version of him. I would have to think about that, Mars. I would. I would have to sit down and think about that, because when I think about Steph Curry, just in like the 2015, 2016 Steph Curry, and how dangerous he was. Is SGA that dangerous? Is SGA affect the game that much as Curry did? And can he turn the game around as well as Curry did? And I ain't even talking about overall, just with his one ability to shoot the basketball. Like SGA has a number of different ways to affect the game in terms of getting out in transition, causing steals, things like that. Can he turn the game around in one way like Curry could? No.
Well, sure. That's the thing, kind of like what y'all were just talking about with Jokic and all the things he does. I think so. For that, when you look at in totality, like all the stuff that he does on the offensive end,
yep.
I don't have a problem at all with LeBron James saying what he said. Although, as you know, I disagree. I just think Jokic puts his fingerprints all over the game on the offensive end in particular. My thing with guys like Shaq and guys like Steph Curry, it's just similar to, I don't know, like when you just having that weapon right there. It's like if you compare it to like a battle or something, right? And these dudes they just got so many different type of guns, just shooting you, throwing all types of grenades over there.
You don't have that.
These dudes are just straight dropping bombs. Like with basketball, the point of the offense is to score the basketball, right? So if I have a guy like Shaq who I can dump it to and he's just gonna boom score the basketball, or a guy like Steph who can move without the ball, catch the ball, and you know it's going in. It's like a layup. Like I don't care because the point of the offense is to score the basketball.
Sure.
So if I got a guy with a weapon that's just as potent as your ability to pass and do this, in fact, it's more potent than that. I don't care about all the other things you can do. If we're dissecting the basketball player and talking about all the things they can do, I think we have to talk about that. It's worthy of that, right? You deserve that to be spoken about. But the point of the offense is to score the basketball. So if I got one guy with one weapon and that one weapon can't be touched, it's a bomb. Like it's just a bomb. Steph Curry
like a nuclear bomb.
Steph Curry is the most dangerous man to ever step on the basketball court. Shaquille O'Neal is a very close number 2.
And I think that's what my point was, Mars, that one thing that Curry does to affect the game, I think it may be at that particular time, I think it's more potent than all this. It's as good as SGA is right now. I think that one thing that Curry does, I just think that it's a little bit more potent than what SGA is doing. That one thing.
Just
I think the SGA affects the game in a number of different ways. And I think that when you're talking about a guy who, when we get into the meat and potatoes of the game, I can just basically bend the game the other way. But Curry, on the other hand, he can not only do that in the meat and potatoes of the game, he can do that in a number of different aspects of the game. He can do it when we start halftime and we're up by 3. We can go from being up by 3 to being up by 17 just like that. With SGA, we could go on a run, but it's comparable to it. Our defense has to get busy. In addition to our defense causing turnovers, I got to start getting busy.
Just for context, to talk about what LeBron said in the title topic. Right now, Jokic is averaging 1.36 points per possession in the post, which would be the greatest postseason. That would be the greatest postseason ever. That's just a scoring. If you include passes this year, Jokic is averaging 1.35 points per possession, which would be the greatest postseason we've ever seen. He's currently averaging 1.14 per possession as a spot-up shooter. He's averaging 1.5 off cuts this year. He's averaging 1.38 points per possession as an isolation scorer this year, which would be one of the best isolation scoring seasons we've ever seen. So I do think that, to Braun's point, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, when Jokic is shooting 45% from 3, which he's doing right now, he's shooting 70% from long mid-range, which he's doing right now. He's shooting 7% from mid-range, which he's doing right now, and he's shooting 75% at the rim. And then he's the best screener in the league. You know, he's averaging 11 assists a game. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's just we've never seen a player like that before, and we've never seen a season like this either. So he's going on back-to-back years of doing this, and he's playing even better now than he did last year. So I don't know. Like, I think it frustrates people because Stan Van Gundy said he might be the best player ever. Then LeBron comes out and said he's the most complete and dominant offensive player ever. Then you had like Steve Kerr say he was the best center ever last year. And then you had Kevin Durant say he's a top 10 player of all time last year. I do think we've gotten to a point now where, you know, Kevin Garnett called him Wilt Chamberlain like a few months ago. Like, yeah, I think all of the coaches and players that seem to talk about Jokic that were all great.
But Swiper, can't we say this with all, because we did the same thing when Olajuwon went on that run those 2 years when they won the NBA championship. He's the best 5-man in NBA history. Like that happened when they won the NBA championship for the 3rd straight year. Shaq's the best 5-man in NBA history. That was going on. Like we've had conversations like this in the past. That this guy.
But doesn't it mean something to you that Steve Kerr played against all those people and coached against all those people, and then he's the one making that comment now?
It does, just like it means something to me that James would say that. I mean,
right.
because he saw.
Swipe. It's never meant anything to you though that NBA players.
We're just talking about.
No.
Right,
Please don't cut me off.
Steve Kerr ain't never been on the block with Kareem.
Swipe. You've never cared that NBA player after NBA player has Kobe ranked like top 3. That's never
I do care.
Your ranking of.
I do
Kobe.
care, but that's,
no, you don't because
I have a difference.
It's not like you come out and say, well. All these players.
We're not talking about Kobe. To be fair, like we're not talking about Kobe at all. There are also players that don't have.
Obviously, no. I'm making the comparison and the correlation.
But what do you feel like? What do you feel like?
You're trying to imply a point that. If you're trying to imply the point that because these coaches and players are saying it, shouldn't we just accept it to be true and a fact? Yeah, that is what you're implying.
My question was, what does it mean to him that he's hearing that?
I'm going to go ahead and just keep talking. The reason why I brought up Kobe is because, like I said, multiple players and coaches have said the same about Kobe, and you do not care about that. You don't rank Kobe highly. In fact, I'm pretty sure you have him barely top 10, if not already passed up by Jokic and Curry and being outside the top 10, if he's not 10th or something for you. So what I'm saying is I'm going to have that same energy that you have.
I don't have that energy towards Kobe, actually.
It is. Actually.
I wouldn't interrupt the Kobe segment to bring up a point that's irrelevant.
Shift my opinion about Jokic.
No. The question I asked Chill was, what does it mean to you that Steve Kerr has coached and then played against these people, and that's how he feels, given that he's currently playing in his prime and he's in the league right now? it's not changing my opinion about anything. It's just that's a good question. But we can move on. I do realize that there are people up here that don't agree with this, and so for them, this is obviously a lot of talk and smoke. So I understand that this is, it is what it is.
I'm with all the smoke when it comes to Joker. Joker is a generational player. Let's cut the shit. Let's stop acting like this dude is just a good player. Let's stop acting like this dude is just a great. No. When Joker's finished playing, we're going to have different conversations. We're going to be talking about him like we talk about Chamberlain and Jabbar and Russell. We're going to be talking about this dude. Yes, we are going to be talking about this dude like that when his career's over. If he keeps doing what he's doing, we're 100% going to be talking about him like that. Absolutely. If he keeps doing what he's doing.
And
no question about it.
He is undoubtedly one of the greatest centers ever, one of the greatest players ever. Because for whatever reason, people up here called us straight when we all agreed it's not crazy for LeBron to say that he's the greatest offensive player that he's played. Nobody up here disagreed with that. But because we aren't on our knees with pads on, right, we get astray. So fine. What I'm going to say, though, is that it is crazy to say that Jokic is the greatest player ever. That is insane. But sure, Jokic is one of, if not arguably, the greatest offensive player ever. Nobody up here disagree with that statement whatsoever.
I think it's a little bit premature. Don't get me wrong. Stan Van Gundy saying that he's the best ever. Now, could he be the best ever? I don't know. I think But if you keep doing what you're doing and you win some more, I think we can have a different conversation about that. But Stan Van Gundy, he was around when Jabbar was playing. He's seen Jabbar play, right? He's seen Jordan play. He's seen James play. So to end it
Stan Van Gundy ought to be ashamed of his.
To say that shit right now, to say it right now, like Joker's been in the league since 2015. So after 10 years, you're telling me what Joker is today. He's the best player that you've ever seen when you've seen Jabbar, when you've seen Jordan, when you've seen James, when you've seen Lajuan, Duncan, Shaq. You've seen all of these dudes. Bryant. Line them all up. You've seen all of these dudes. To say that Joker is the best that you've ever seen today, if his career was over today, I think that's a little bit. I think that's a little wow. Because I'm a little bit different, Ron.
But chill. I think Stan Van Gundy has every right to say what he said. I think Stan Van Gundy. I'm not mad at Stan Van Gundy for saying that because I think it's I'm with dudes like Shaq and Charles sometimes when they be getting on the youngsters and especially when they get on the bigs and tell them, hey, I need to get on the block. You're playing soft. I think it's a breath of fresh air for the basketball community to have an older dude that's seeing these guys to maybe, I think it might be a little cap, but to be pushing forward for the youngsters because I do think there needs to be. Hold on, Ron. Hold on.
To lie out his big greasy lips.
But
you think that's cool?
Give me 20 seconds, bro. Give me 20 seconds.
You think that's cool out of his big greasy greedy lips to lie?
I don't agree necessarily with Stan Van Gundy, but Nikola Jokic is a great basketball player. There are a lot of great basketball players that we've seen. I think Stan Van Gundy is a great basketball mind. I think his opinion should be respected.
I think
you know what I'm saying? I do. Now, I said that yesterday. I think Jeff need to holler at his brother, though. But with that being said, Stan Van Gundy is a great basketball mind, and he has the right to his opinion. Just like we have the right to our opinions, I don't think he said anything wrong. I don't agree with everything he said, but I think that Stan Van Gundy needs to speak up for these type of players because they get a lot of pushback. You know what I mean? I think I might go a little overboard sometimes with pushing back on some of these dudes. And Stan Van Gundy, we got to find middle ground. We need balance.
Ox, I think
Stan Van Gundy ain't the balance.
Ox, I'm calling you out right now on your hypocrisy. What are you a hypocrite about? I'll explain, Ox. Not too long ago, you told Chill, right? You told Chill that, hey, these old dudes out here be capping for the young players because they don't want to.
I said they were scared.
They don't want all that pushback. But now, since your clip about DeMarcus Cousins is out and being better than Jokic, you done caught some pushback on the internet. Now you want to come back up here and save face.
Oh, that's what happened.
Hell no. Real talk. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
You're trying to save face to save your black ass.
I would never, because I'm not scared of these punks. I would never do that.
I'm not either.
I just think Well, I'm just saying I'm not. I don't have a problem with the pushback from the youngsters. But what I do think is that Stan Van Gundy, it's not. I don't think Stan Van Gundy just went out and just was being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I don't think he disrespected anybody. You know, that's more so what I'm saying. I think he has a right to his opinion. I think Stan Van Gundy has been around, to Chill's point, he's been around for so long. He's seen so much. And at some point, somebody got to stick up for the youngsters, man. That's all I'm saying.
Jumped on me when I did that.
Chill, because that shit was ridiculous. Chill, that was ridiculous.
Chill, you scared of these young dudes, even though I watch LeBron James and Bryant and Curry and all of these dudes, and I think they can awesome. And I know that the NBA
because Chill, I'll be up here with you, and I've seen you be a fence jumper. I don't be with Stan Van Gundy. I don't know what Stan Van Gundy be doing. Chill. I have seen you. I seen you hop the fence. Hold on, wait, Ron. Well, hold on one second. Because Chill.
What is it?
I had seen you on one side, and then do kind of what Real Talk said I did, catch a lot of pushback from the young crowd. And you know what I'm saying, being I think sometimes you catch a lot of slack on certain on everywhere because you're big in this space. Sure. So I think a lot of times people throw it all on you.
Yep.
And I think at some point you got tired of it and was like, maybe
so
let me come over this side a little bit.
Top 5? How come Kobe Bryant ain't top 5 all time? If I'm jumping the fence.
1-on-1.
Yeah, why is that?
Oh man, that's all. Yeah, you can't just call that one. It's not about the all-time rankings, Chill. Okay, it's not about all-time rankings.
Okay, so let's stay right.
It ain't about rankings, Chill. It's about the basketball conversation.
Okay, so let's stay right here. Why do I? So I think that SGA is the best player in the world. I said that before the season started. Why am I still on that?
You said that's because of winning, Chill. To be fair.
And have I not been consistent when it comes to winning?
You always had that.
Chill, wait, swipe it. Would you say that Chill has kind of moved down as far as going from like rocking with the old heads to moving over this way to being more with the youngsters? I think you're moving this way. And I don't think that's a bad thing because like I said, this year, that was my New Year's resolution. I tried. I just don't got the heart for it. I couldn't do it. I tried my heart.
Oh, so you jump in the fence too?
No, okay, I tried to. It's just too high.
First and
Chill more athletic to me.
Okay, first and foremost, it's not 1995 anymore. It's not 2005 anymore. I recognize that. I recognize that the game has changed, and these guys have changed with the game. So I got to get on board with that. That doesn't mean that I still can't recognize guys that are still awesome from 20 years ago, from 30 years ago. But then also at the same time recognize that how awesome these guys are today without shitting on the other dudes from back in the days and being ridiculous with these dudes. And coming up here and saying crazy shit like Sleepy Floyd will be a top 10 guard in the game today. Relax.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Okay, relax. Chill out.
Who said that,
ain't that nice. No, he's not. Sleepy Floyd ain't that nice. But I can recognize when I see SGA, when I've seen him early on in his career in 21 and in 22 and go, you know what? He remind me of Steve Smith. But then he starts getting nice. And I'm like, now I'm moving a little bit away from that because he's way better than that, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm staying this one place because I'm not. I'm evolving with what's going on today. Because if I wasn't, I'd still be up here like, yo, Fat Lever is the best player. He the best point guard in the NBA today. No,
but don't go that far back, Chill. Don't go that far, Chill. I'm talking about when I hear you say things like, yo, what Jokic would do to Tim Duncan, I'm just like, Chill. I thought you. See, but I would never say nothing about Alonzo Mourning. I'm talking about
this is the defensive player of the year in a center in a big man era. Alonzo Mourning was doing that. Joker would bust his ass. I'm convinced of that.
But Jokic can't tie Tim Duncan's practice kicks, and it's just that.
I think Joker would give Tim Duncan work. I think Tim Duncan would have his hands full with Joker, 100%. I 100% believe Joker would have his hands. And as good as Duncan is as a defender, and I think Duncan is a top 5 defender all time, he'd have his hands full with Joker. Hell yes,
absolutely.
All night long, he'd have his hands full with him.
You don't see anything wrong with Stan Van Gundy's statement about Jokic being the best in the world or the best ever?
I do see the fact that he's seen Jabbar, the fact that he's seen Jordan. I mean, after 10 years, you think this dude is it would work if he said it. I think he could be if he continues doing what he's doing. I could get with that. But the
That's
fact that
not
you
what he
think,
was talking about. Bro. Like, he wasn't
What was
talking
it?
about
What
body
exactly
of
was he talking
work.
about?
Like he's not talking about.
he's
But
just
like,
talking about him
he
as
made
a
it
basketball
clear.
player because that's
Yeah,
what
he made
Mars
it when he
talking
said
about.
the statement of the 20 best players are in the last 20 years. He obviously wasn't talking about resumes and what guys put together in
Just
their
as a
careers.
just as a basketball
Yeah, so
player. That's all he's talking
respectfully,
about.
like Kareem already was disqualified from the moment he said the 20 best players played in the last 20 years. So really what he's saying is Jokic is the best player of the last 20 years, or he might be, which is what he's now saying is he's better than Bron, Kobe,
It's
Duncan.
still ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's fine. And I disagree with him. But what I'm saying is, like, if we're going to talk about what he said, we have to, like, look at it through the lens of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So what he said, he wasn't talking about accolades. He wasn't talking about longevity. He wasn't talking about resume. He wasn't talking about none of that. So if we're going to bring those things up, we're kind of just moving the conversation away from what he said, which is fine. But then why are we even talking about it? So if we're going to talk about what he said, we have to look at it from the lens of what he actually said. And from that lens, I still disagree with him. Do I agree that the 20 best players in the last 20 years? No. I think when he said that, he was probably more so saying from 2000.
2000, yeah.
I think that's probably what he meant more of, but I still don't agree with that statement. Obviously, you got MJs, Hakeem's. I still respect the Larry Birds of the world, but we also got to acknowledge he's not doing relative to error when he says that. He's saying from a pure skill set perspective, if you put all of NBA history on a court, the best players you would pick the players from the current generation.
Mm-hmm.
You would pick the Stephs, the KDs, the Jokic, the Giannis. You would pick them before you go say, oh, look, Jerry West. Like, no one's going to pick him.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to acknowledge it from that lens. So relative to error is out.
What he said to Mars, to your point, what he said exactly was, here's the thing. My son says this all the time. I understand the thought that you compare players to how well they did in the era they played in. But the evolution of athletes is, we can probably say that the best 20 basketball players in history have probably played in the last 20 years. And he went on to say, to me right now, LeBron's the best player in the history of the game. People want to argue Jordan and the whole thing. Jordan's moments were 30 years ago, man. Players have gotten better. These guys are the best players ever in every sport. It's not trying to demean anybody. That's just evolution. If I had to take one guy in history right now, I'm taking Joker. End quote.
Yeah. Chill.
So is it Joker or is it LeBron?
Yeah,
See, I'm telling you, hey, real talk, hypocrisy out his fat lips.
Talking about right now, though.
It's not a
Hypocrisy out his
hypocrisy
fat
thing. It's
lips.
understanding the context. So Bron, body of work, all of that, everything he's put together. Okay, Bron he's number one. But if you ask me, best of the best, everyone on the court, who do I think is the best ever? Yeah, it's Jokic. He peaked higher than Bron.
Not hypocrisy. Blasphemy out his fat lips.
Yeah, fine. There we go. Now we can say we all disagree. I think all of us think Bron is better than Jokic was. I think we all agree with that. So yeah, we disagree.
Hell yeah.
I think Stan Van Gundy, we disagree with him. But if we're gonna disagree with him, we have to disagree with him on the premise of the things he's saying, not on the way we interpret what he's saying and changing the subject. He's not talking about who has the most MVP awards and finals MVPs. He's not talking about that. So we're gonna entertain the conversation.
So he just
Let's
talking about
look
pure
through the
game,
lens
though, right,
of what
Mark?
he's saying. So pure game, we're air attacking because that's what he's doing.
I test.
Whether we like it or not. So air attacks, no accolades, everyone at their best. That's the context that he's provided. Do I agree with him? No. Do I think Jokic has a case if we're going to say everything before the 2000s or the last 20 years kind of just by theory of evolution isn't as good as what we have now? Do I think Jokic has a case to have the highest peak of the last 20 years? I think it would have to be a hell of an argument to try and convince me that he's better than Bron. To me.
Yeah.
But I will say, in my opinion, I think I could make a very strong argument that he's second. I could make that argument. But I couldn't convince myself he would be over Bron. But in the last 20 years, so 05, 06 to now, I could make the argument that Jokic is second. I could make that argument.
For y'all, but when y'all talk about these players, I just want to be clear about something. When y'all talk about these players and talk about, like, let's say Hakeem comes up or Kareem comes up or even Jordan, Bird, whatever, right? Do y'all talk about that like relative to era? Because I don't. Like I'm talking when I talk about Hakeem and Kareem, I'm talking about them, pick them up and put them here.
That's how
I don't
look at it.
I don't talk about it like
I always do relative to error unless I'm saying otherwise. I'm not in the business of time traveling players. I don't find that interesting.
The reason why
I just want to, because I think Kareem is that good. Like I don't need to talk about, oh, he would only do this if he was playing against them. No. I don't. I don't do that relative to everything.
I do relative to era I. This is what you did during your time. But I also look at your game. Is your game timeless? Like if we picked your game up and we put you 15 years from when you played, 20 years from when you played, could you still do that stuff? And there's plenty of players that I've seen. I'm like, yo, he could do that today. He could get busy today. Absolutely, he could do that.
I agree.
Sure, James Worthy. You know James Worthy would do to Evan Mobley.
James Worthy will bust Evan Mobley ass.
I gotta do like
James Worthy will bust Evan Mobley ass.
I think you gotta like judge players on their skill set. Well, at least that's more so what I do than anything, because the environment around players, especially star caliber players, can change the statistical output of them, right? When people say that, you know, the players in the NBA are getting better, which I do agree with that sentiment. I do understand the gist of what Van Gundy is trying to say.
Sure.
But to me, that's more so the third player on the roster down is now like significantly better. Not so much that Jokic is way better than Shaq. I don't view it as NBA getting better like to that extent, right? Like Aaron Gordon's way better than Derek Fisher, though. Like I think we all can agree on that.
You can watch Aaron Gordon and look at Derek Fisher and be like, yeah, he better than him.
Yeah. So I think the role players are getting much better.
Sure.
I don't think the star players are actually. I don't even think they're better at all. To be quite honest with you, I don't think there's a player in the league right now better.
Do you think they're getting worse?
I don't know if they're getting worse. I just think it's just as time goes. You know, they're in the 70s.
Real talk, is 2000 Shaq the best player in the game today?
Absolutely, without a doubt. That's not even.
Wait, Ron. Look.
I'd be interested to see Shaq on defense. I'll just say that.
I just went to Oscar Robertson in the 70s and said that he would not be the best guard in the league right now. I don't care if you dropped him now or whatever. Jerry West wouldn't be the best guard in the league either. But I think you have to do it in the era that they were in. I don't think you could drop any of those players and they'd be the best players in the league right now. Respectfully.
Jerry West
so then if that's the case, if we're looking at it through that lens,
well, I do think Stan's right to a point. Like that evolution is. Well, me and Chil have had that argument for over a year now. Multiple times. I think that like there is a thing about evolution. Like I think players they're just way more skilled. Like they're doing way more, asked to do way more, and they're able to deliver at a much higher level.
And you're allowed to do more too. Don't leave that part out. You're very much.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Shaq's claim to being the best.
The rules. Go ahead.
No, Shaq's claim to being the best player in the league has never been he's the most skilled. That's never been the claim.
No, but I do think there's something too. We had this argument, me and Chill, again, in debate about Shaq in this era. I just think that like the space would present a lot of issues for him. Like he wasn't good in the space back then. Like he really struggled defensively in space in 2001, 2, 3, and even in 99 and all that. But I think this era would be a really taxing for Shaq, especially with Shaq defensively did not run the 4. That's something that we know he didn't do. He did not like to do that. But I do think Shaq as an athlete
have to do it today.
If there would be things he would have to adjust.
Shaq would have all that space on offense too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I do think there's a world where it all could develop. But I don't know. Like I said, Shaq wasn't my answer because I just think Shaq would be great no matter what. But I do think there are players historically, like to Stan Van Gundy's point, that just literally they wouldn't be stars now.
So do you think this version of Jokic is better than 2000 Shaq?
No, I think he's better offensively for sure. I think that there's a level that he's reached at this point where he's at this point, real talk, I'm watching all the off-ball stuff they're doing with Jokic. I have not seen a big that's been able to do everything he can do off-ball. I don't know if I've ever seen a player be this good in the middle of the floor ever. And
outside of Chamberlain, have you seen anybody who attracts that kind of?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the passing and like the short roll, the screening and all that stuff too. Yeah, the floater, obviously. I mean, real talk. I don't tell you. I'm asking genuinely. I don't know. He's shooting, like I said, 80% at the rim, and if he's shooting 45% from 3, dude, on like 5 attempts a game, and he's shooting 85% at the line and drawing fouls, and he's scoring at a clip we've never seen before, basically. I don't know. And then he's passing like insane. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
just say
tough.
what you want to say. Say you think Jokic is better than Shaq.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I think offensively
That's
he
what it
is.
sound
I think
like.
the defense is obviously going to be the
because
question.
when Ron asked the question about is 2000 or somebody asked is 2000 Shaq the best player in the league right now, you had a reaction to that.
Well,
I think you can say Jokic would be better in today's game than Shaq would be, but still think Shaq's a better player.
But I just disagree. I don't think Jokic is better.
Yeah, that's fine. We
Shaq.
can disagree. Like that, once again, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing. It's about what the conversation is.
Yeah,
I think you can say. But I don't think it's hypocrisy to say I think Shaq peaked higher than Jokic, but I also think Jokic would be a better player if they both played in the league today. That comes down to league rules, what the league is asking players to do, all of those things. And some players are just better suited for the climate of the era. Like if we go back to the 90s, I think you can make a very strong argument. A guy like James Harden or Kevin Durant, the best isolation scorers the NBA has in the 2010s, would be better than, for example, maybe a guy like Steph Curry. Not saying he would be. I'm saying you can make that argument because of how good they are in isolation with the illegal defense stuff. But if you put them in the 2010s or the 2020s, you can say Steph is better than those two. It's not about who's the better player. It's about who fits the time and the rules of that era. Like Steph Curry isn't going to be able to shoot 12 threes a game because it's the 90s. He's just not going to be allowed to. So you minimize some of his impact. That doesn't mean he's a worse player.
Would he not be able to?
It means that the league, he's not going to. They're going a lot. He's going to play more like good a shooter. He's going to play more like rookie Steph, who's the. You could argue rookie Steph was the second best shooter in the league. Obviously, you got.
Well, the thing I'm thinking,
but he was shooting a lot of mid range jumpers.
And I want you to continue I want you to continue your point, Mark. The reason why I'm thinking that is because of how good he is as a shooter. Wouldn't a good coach like?
They'll just have him shoot a lot of jumpers, but it would be mid range jumpers. That's what he did as a rookie.
Because I'm thinking like Lenny Wilkins.
He's one of the best shooters in the league.
But he's also one of the best ball handlers ever too. Like Steph would be great in every era he played in.
Yeah, and that's not the argument. The argument isn't great.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm just more so just.
But would he shoot as many threes? I don't think so. I agree with Morris. My thing with Shaquille O'Neal is that I just want, and I'm not necessarily talking to you five, I'm talking to the world. I want y'all to stop pretending like only thing Shaq did was catch the ball and dunk.
That's not what he did. He did more than that.
Because Shaquille O'Neal did a whole lot more than that. He had a lot of touch, and he was actually quite a good passer. The thing is, what I'm passing the ball for. You know what I'm saying? Like you niggas passing me the ball, but he absolutely was a really good passer. He passed up in. I'm not even talking about young Shaq when he was doing this thing in transition too. He was a really good passer off the block, a really good passer out of the double team, and had really good touch. And he was a lot faster than y'all want to give him credit for. He moved
just athletic in general.
He moved very, very well. Very well. Shaquille O'Neal was not just some big feet in concrete standing around, can't do nothing. He had his spin move was just as quick, if not quicker than Tim Duncan's. He was nice.
He was a freak of nature, yo.
I do agree. Like it's talked about.
I was literally just about to say that, Morris. Like if we're talking about fit and all of that, like we can always run to peak Shaq or Shaq when he was at his best or had his best season and all of that. But let's not act like 1996 did not happen. Let's not act like 1995 was not the real deal. Let's not act like we wasn't watching Shaq grab the ball off the glass and go coast to coast with a handle and drop off assists to Penny Hardaway and stuff like that. Like
those are highlights though. Like that wasn't a big part of his game. And again, remember, hold on. I know. But just let me finish the point because I remember I argued with Chill that he was better than Malone. So I'm with you. Shaq was incredible. Like I think. Again, this is a long-standing conversation. I think Shaq is a one-on-one player. But I feel like I'm very sober about Shaq's strength and his weaknesses. Shaq absolutely was the most dominant player we'd ever seen for space and time in the NBA. Like I don't think that's much of a debate for sure.
But Swiper, you saying that was highlights, which is right, which is true. But what I'm saying is, because we're talking about transporting the eras, if we put that Shaq in this era and he had the freedom of an Evan Mobley, you know how much differently we would talk about him?
Yeah, he would.
Obviously, he probably wouldn't. He wouldn't.
I think
Shaq
he would struggle even more defensively in this era than he did then, though. I think that's the point.
I'm talking about Orlando Magic.
No, I hear you, but I feel like I'm talking to a wall a little bit because that Shaq still had a lot of deficiencies. As a defender, I do think it will be more stress for him to be
Nikola Jokic for most people.
Yeah,
like what? I don't understand why this point keeps being brought up for Shaq.
Because we're having a holistic conversation about the player.
Because Shaq is better on both ends of the floor.
I'm not, but this is what I'm saying. Like when we start in Ox, all right, sure. Like if, you said he's better on both ends of the floor, and I'm saying okay. Well, I mean,
like you Swiper, you're talking to us about how Shaq would struggle in this era defensively. Like, what's the biggest problem with Joker now
in space?
What do people complain about him?
What's the biggest problem with Luka? What is SGA's biggest weakness?
But at least Shaq can still provide rim protection. And
yes, like he will get on the glass.
He still would have redeeming qualities on defense.
100% he does that. Absolutely.
But it's not saying that Shaq wouldn't. I guess I'm not trying to criticize that he didn't play any defense, but I'm also not. I'm not blind to what Shaq said about himself as well. Like he wasn't a defender. Like he's talked about this multiple times.
He's just saying that. That's not true. Shaq was an awesome.
He's just saying that.
Yeah, he's just saying.
I hate when we talk about basketball based on interviews. We saw what was going on.
I also watched as well. Like, I don't know. Like, but he
and I did too.
I never thought Shaq was a bad defender.
Shaq wasn't a good rim protector. He was an elite rim protector.
The effort was inconsistent.
That's all it was, Moss. He was an elite rim protector, 100%. Just so you know, Shaq. Just so you know, Swiper. Shaq. This is the same Shaq who said, if you get drafted to a team, you should have to stay with that team for your whole career. He said that.
No, but I hear you with that, but we also have multiple instances, like when they played versus the Suns, where he struggled. Played versus the Mavericks, he struggled. I think those were facsimiles for what the era would be now. It doesn't, but again, we're just talking about as a whole. Like we're just talking about the whole. It wouldn't mean he wouldn't be the best in the world now or have an argument for best in the world now. That's not what I'm saying.
Too, by the way, when he was in Phoenix, he was on that 8 seconds or less offense. He made the
in 2006. Yeah, in 2006. Yeah,
in 2009,
they missed the playoffs that year,
which is nuts, by the way, because I think that was the first time in NBA history that a team had won over 40. I think they won 44 games that year and missed the playoffs. 44 or 45.
That happened in 2011.
Yeah, that had never happened previous to that.
Yeah, they missed the playoffs. It wasn't the greatest fit. Amari didn't play the whole year. It was shaky.
I just don't think the pushback of Shaq wouldn't be this level of defender in space, which would be a reason that's holding him back from being the best player in the world.
That wasn't my point.
Sure. When we have the best player in the world to most people struggling in space. And so that is at best a moot point.
And I think he's much more limited offensively than Jokic is.
See, that part right there is where
it is, but there are.
You can't do as much as.
But that's what the conversation is. I know that's where he doesn't. To you. Yeah, that's where the line is. That's where the line is going to be. That's why I think Jokic is a better offensive player than him. That's where we're going to work from there.
Ron, I don't know if you noticed, but in 2000, Shaq finished second in Defensive Player of the Year that year.
Behind Alonzo Mourning? Was that who won it that year?
I thought he should have won it. Yeah, I
wouldn't have a problem with that.
I thought he should have won it that year.
One thing that I think is being ignored, and we talk about this like every postseason, especially when we watch the Nuggets, guys can't throw entry passes in today's game.
Mm-hmm.
So Shaq might be less effective by the mere fact that the guys around him can't fundamentally execute the main.
There's a difference, though, Mars. He doesn't need that. He's not that kind of player who needs you to throw.
He needs the ball.
But yes, he does. But he also is the player who can get the ball off the glass and go with it. He's also the player who can back players down. I don't need you to throw me an entry pass. I can get the ball at the mid post.
He's going to be less effective if you're asking Shaq to initiate offense to get him the ball. Like whether or not he can do it.
You also have to post up.
He's going to be less effective. I agree, and that's why. I'm not saying Shaq is Jokic in that regard, because Shaq's off-ball movement in terms of sealing and getting guys buried under the rim, he's going to make, and he has a larger catch rate. He's going to be easier to get him the ball. So I'm not saying it would. You watch Jokic get fronted by Caruso,
vertical spacing.
I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, if we all agree that entry passing has become a lost art in the NBA today, we can logically come to the conclusion that some of Shaq's impact will be dented through no fault of his own, by the simple fact that he might not have teammates able to get him the ball with the same regularity as what he used to. And that doesn't mean Shaq's a worse player, but that just means, once again, similar to what I said about Steph and KD in the 90s, the league has changed. And how much the league changes, what changes how much a player can be impactful. I think the best example of that is Steve Nash. We watched Steve Nash go from an all-NBA caliber player to an MVP caliber player overnight because of league rule changes and the Suns being ahead of their time. He went from two drastically different players. Now, I'm not on the side of, Steve Nash was never good before. I think none of us are on that side. But we can see pre-05 and post-05 Steve Nash, two completely different players. And the only thing that changed was that the Suns were ahead of the curve in terms of where the league was heading, and league rules changed in terms of physicality on the outside. Did Steve Nash become a magically better player overnight? I wouldn't say so. But the league rules allowed him to be a lot better than he was before that. And I think that's the same thing that would apply with the illegal defense of the 90s, the freedom of movement in today's game, all of that stuff. The defensive 3-second stuff in the early 2000s made guys like Tim Duncan, in my opinion, way better defenders than if they were asked to defend in today's game. That doesn't mean Tim Duncan wouldn't be an amazing defender today, but I do think he was definitely helped by the more condensed spacing, the defensive 3 seconds in the early 2000s. Rules affect players, is what I'm saying. Basically,
Absolutely.
Rules affect players and how good they are.
But Mars, I think that's a very fair point, and I won't push back on that. But what I will push back on is this: if guys can't post up, if guys can't make entry passes, if guys can't box out, how are they better basketball players? Because they're good in cone drills? Because they can hit step back threes and flop? Is that what's going on here? I just want to know. Like, what?
They're more.
That's what it is. It's post dribble shoot.
Offensively skilled, basically, is what they're saying. I also
so
think
they're more skilled. Real talk, fine, but they're not better basketball players.
That is
real talk. Real talk. But before you answer that, I do want to read Teddy Hart's super chat because it's right along these lines. He sent through a 2-part super chat, fellas. In the first part, he said it's fairly obvious that the average NBA player is much better skill-wise than yesteryear. You can't just be a bruiser and make the league anymore. You can't just be a rebounder and make the league, etc. It's the reason you could hypothetically be the best ever and still not have the same dominance gap we've seen by others in the past.
I can agree with that to an extent. I can agree with that. What I wanted to say about the Shaq conversation in today's game, I don't even agree that Jokic would just for sure be a better offensive player than Shaq in 2026, because I think that Shaq would be bending defenses to an extent that the only rivalry for that is Steph Curry to the NBA, as far as bending defenses and just having them completely collapse at your will. There aren't fives, just like we're talking about skill sets right now. You know what else is a lost skill? Post defense, because people don't post anymore. So if you put Shaq in today's game, he's getting guarded by who? Bam
Isaiah Hartenstein,
Ohio, or these 6'8" to 6'10" thin frame centers.
Draymond,
Daniel Gafford.
Bro, he is destroying the league.
But real talk,
he's gonna force rosters to change completely,
just like he did.
But real talk, it's just they don't know how to play basketball. Dudes don't even cut to open spots and find open spots. They just stand around and watch most of the time. And these complex offenses only look complex because these dudes only know how to play one-on-one basketball.
Well, I would make the argument that the Western Conference has changed its roster structure because of Jokic still a couple of years ago. I think the Wolves are the Timberwolves and the Thunder and the Rockets. I think they're all like competent to that. I think they all of them added a big to the roster.
Make cuts.
I think that's why you get Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet. That's why you get Steven Adams and Şengün. That's why you get Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Zubac. Like, the reason why these players have a lot of viability now is because you have so many bigs that I think they're so skilled now. You have to have a center on your team that can guard, rim protect, and score to a degree.
How do you not? I'm sorry, Mars. This shit driving me crazy. How can you not know how to throw the ball in the post? Big fella's asking for the ball.
Not everybody has a center they throw the ball to anymore.
Because chill, they only do cone drills.
That shit is blowing my mind.
Because the philosophy of basketball now, especially I can't speak to people growing up. I'm in a different continent. But I feel like with the way spacing has become more emphasized, you want to clear the block as opposed to have it occupied, because you want to have your perimeter guys able to drive into those open spaces. So because of that, people probably aren't coached to throw entry passes and play out of that. because of the way 5-out or 4-out one in guy in the dunker spot has been more emphasized as opposed to having a post-up guy who's going to draw a double and then you play out of that. It's just the way the game has changed, I think. And I think the Suns from yesteryear are the biggest reason for that because they had Amari. But if you watch them, it was a lot of pick and roll. It wasn't much. Amari could post up, so they would get him the ball. But even Steve Nash wasn't the greatest at throwing entry passes. That was like the one. Like, that's why I think him and Shaq didn't fit that well because he actually wasn't that good at throwing entry passes. So I think when you have an offenses that are spearheaded by point guards or ball handlers who are trying to get downhill and create, you don't want someone.
It's also a hard pass to throw. Like
it isn't.
Well, no, chill. Because again, now for bigs that are of that level, it is. You're getting fronted on one end, and then you have somebody on the back side of you. Yeah, it is. No.
That is? So you know what that is, Swiper?
Ball reversal.
It's literally a ball. It's
they do.
Bink.
Ron, they do. But the problem is defenses, to their credit, have gotten good enough where they are trying their very best. It's not always successful. They're trying their very best to throw off all those angles. They are doing ball reversal. So then what happens is,
so people didn't do that back in the day.
Some people
just now started trying to deny the ball.
I'm not on the extreme that teams don't know how to do it. There's just not as many people that know how to do it well. I think that teams that have bigs, Harden, great at throwing entry passes. That's why Embiid was flourishing next to James Harden. Russell Westbrook. They also will change the way the court is structured. So instead of putting you in a post where you can get fronted and have weak side help, we'll just put you at the nail. And now we run different actions at the nail in that situation. And you can get a small on you with a switch. Go ahead.
You also gotta understand the names you just mentioned though. Mars mentioned Westbrook. You mentioned Harden. Yeah, they played in the they grew up in the 2000s where people were still posting up. So they grew up. They played AAU with post players. Kevin Love, Renardo Sidney, those type of guys. They played with 5-star big men who still were on the block. So they came up like that. We're talking about the guys nowadays.
You don't think Jamal Murray's a good entry pass thrower?
Yeah,
I actually don't think he's that good.
I mean, he's played with them for 10 years. I think he's good at it.
I don't think he's that good.
It's chemistry, though.
Cool.
Who do you think
it's chemistry?
Trae Young probably is a good entry passer if he had a big, like an actual big.
I think Luke is good at throwing entry passes.
Played overseas where they post up.
Bron's really good, but if you're talking about
Hallie,
this generation, Hallie, trying to go down the league and think.
Trae Young's a really good entry pass thrower. You just worried about him being small, but he can get the ball and he can get the ball in the post. He does a good job of that.
It's more like high-low stuff these days. With Jarrett Allen and Mobley and stuff.
Big lineups,
yeah. So like
it's easier to do it that way.
I think it's both. Oh, Josh Giddey's actually a good one. I think it works both ways. I think guards and players in general have got worse at throwing entry passes, but like bigs aren't as good at commanding their space and working to get the ball down low as well. Like when it comes to like Shaq, like if Shaq couldn't get the ball, the movement was constant. Like Shaq was constantly trying to get himself in a position to receive the ball, whether that's over the top, sealing his man, or just digging his man deeper in the paint so that he could get position. You watch bigs today quite often. Quite often, I think you'll see a big park themselves on the block, and if they're getting fronted, like the possession kind of dies.
Yeah, that's
like it's like, oh yeah, okay, well I guess I ain't getting the ball this play.
That's it.
And it's like, well, no. Work to get
instead
the ball.
Of pushing a guy up the lane and asking for the
exactly, and then because if you're able to move a person further out and then they reverse the ball, now you have the man on your back and you have an easy access to the rim. But that doesn't happen.
But when did they do that?
Yeah, if they are fronting and then there's a man behind,
but I feel like that
you've got free space on the back.
Boogie was good at that too.
So
Boogie was good at that too.
If they
you have to. I think
you should have an open shot every time.
I think offensively though, you have to have the map laid out, your court laid out correctly with that. Because to your point, I think the weak side player, you typically would want to at least be a threat as a shooter, because if you're going to then reverse the ball, and if you're still going to stay contained on the inside, like if you're going to front and then you're just going to pivot your defense around the big, then you should have an open spot that you can shoot from. But teams have adjusted to being able to guard well, depending on and that's probably where defenses is so different now. They know your worst personnel on offense, and they will make you pay by spamming that every single possession more often than you want to. And so if you have a non-floor spacer or a non-threat on the floor, they're going to make the offense around that player almost impossible to score around. So like defenses are also better too now, man. Like they're just smarter. Like
but it's also on the coach. If you have a bad shooter, you can't just keep parking them in the corner and hoping.
No, that's not going to work. Hope
Like
is not a
that's
plan.
also illogical.
No.
Like there are some offensive players who I think are beyond help. I'm looking at Jared Vanderbilt's of the world. I think they are just beyond. It's over for them. There's no redeeming qualities offensively. But if you have a bad shooter who can play the baseline, who can play the dunker spot, or who can play in the middle of the floor as a connector, like it's in your best interest to utilize them in a way that makes them effective, as opposed to having them in the corner, knowing they can't shoot, knowing they're going to be left alone, and then saying, "Oh well, they've condensed the floor on our stars because this guy can't shoot." No, if that guy can't shoot and they're going to just help all the way over, cut behind him. You don't need to just stand in the corner. You can follow the help. Like if the help goes to double team the post and you're a non-shooter, if you cut behind him, that's an easy dunk. And if it's not, and he catch the ball and then he comes over, the big
remember that, but then they drop.
now just has to flash to the middle. Like it's not basketball's not a difficult sport. There's going to be open. If you double team anywhere, there's going to be open space. It's not magic. Like if you have to put two on the ball or two away from the ball, there's going to be open space. If you fill that open space and you're right next to the rim, you instantly become a threat to the defense. That's common sense. Basketball 101. So if you're right under the rim, now the help has to come down to you. And now that means either you catch the ball for a dunk, a lob, whatever, or they have to converge on you. That means someone else is now open who's actually a good shooter. Or they now have to leave the double team on the post, which means the big now just has to flash to the middle of the lane for one-on-one coverage. Now he can get a floater, he can get a dunk, whatever, or he can clean up on the offensive glass. It's not difficult. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's not.
You know who got really good at that? All of what you just described, Russell Westbrook.
I agree.
Even more good.
Point. When we talking about bigs, I really quickly, Ron.
After this, we got
really quickly. We're gonna move on. But to Ox's point, I will look you off on the box if you ain't working. I want to know that you want the basketball. If you just standing there and you put your hand up, you don't want the ball. Move the ball. He don't want the ball. But now, Ox, if you screaming, chill. Okay, wait a minute. Big fella's working down there. Now I got to get him the basketball. I just have a difficult time understanding the logic of why it's difficult to throw the ball in the post. This is some stuff. I understand the whole logic of yesteryear, but this is some stuff that's simple to learn. Just like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, when the floor opens up, it ain't difficult for me to hit Steph Curry coming off the screen, 24 feet away. That's not hard to do. No, even though we got more space, it's not difficult for me to hit Klay Thompson on a flare cut. When he's 22 feet away from the basket. That's not hard to do, just like it's not hard to do when I got Joel Embiid on the box and he's got him held on his weak arm and he's asking for the ball up here. Even if I got a defender in my face, I can shield this guy, up fake, hit him with the weak hand, pump fake, hit him with the strong hand, throw the ball into the post. That's not difficult to do. This is stuff that goes on that's fundamental. I still don't have a difficult time with it. But go ahead, Ron.
Fellas, we have top 5 comments of the week. Chat, it's up. Y'all showed up, y'all showed out, and y'all did what y'all do best in the comment section. So we are going to reward the best comments from last week. Y'all make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to keep going crazy in the comments after the show. If you do watch the show live, keep doing what you do live, but also drop a post comment as well and let us know what you thought about the show or what you hate about what happened during the show or ultimately just how you feel about what we talked about. All right, let's get into it, y'all. The first comment of the week I got is from Whozo7. Whozo7, episode 698, said, legendary episode. Legendary episode today. I heard DeMarcus Cousins is greater than Jokic. Cousins is as skilled as Hakeem Olajuwon. Cousins is better than 2018 Anthony Davis. Montrezl Harrell is better than Zubac. Old Zach Randolph is better than Bam. And old Al Jefferson would dominate today's NBA. Only on Player's Choice.
Yeah, I didn't know how high PC was on DeMarcus Cousins. I didn't know that was.
Shout out Big Boogie.
Well, I think there's two people that made that list. That was Ox and Jordan. I think that pushed that over the top.
Yeah, that was Ox and Jordan.
Some of those I never once said anything about him being more skilled than Hakeem Olajuwon.
That was Ron. Ron said he's in the group with Embiid, Hakeem, Jokic.
I think he deserves to be in that conversation as far as skill set goes. Also, I don't think DeMarcus Cousins is greater than Jokic. I don't think he belongs on a list above
He's just a
Jokic
better
as far
player.
as if we're talking about just straight
Oh, the
hoopers.
Stan Van Gundy thing.
Right,
He
Ah,
understands
right,
it. He
yeah,
understands
because I'm talking ball. I'm not talking about who's great. Like his career doesn't stand up to Jokic's career, not at all. I do wonder how come DeMarcus never gets to be in those what if conversations though, because he got hurt at his peak. You know what I mean? So
I think he gets put in those combos. To be fair, the what if stuff.
not much. I mean, not that I've heard. Maybe you know what I'm saying.
Every
Not-
offseason,
not-
I see the Jokic and DeMarcus Cousins conversation. So maybe I'm just
Okay.
yeah.
Right,
Am
But
I
I do
tripping?
agree he is a what if.
And also, I wasn't necessarily talking. I wasn't talking about old Zebo. I thought we were supposed to be talking about 2013 on. So, but I don't know if Bam can guard any Zebo. With that being said,
Ron, am
What's
I
up?
tripping or okay? So
what?
the same guy. Just real quick. Same guy.
Same
who
guy.
said DeMarcus Cousins is better than Nikola Jokic.
oh shit.
It's
Jordan.
also the same guy today that said it's not crazy to say that Jokic is the best, because that's what Stan Van Gundy was saying. Not the greatest, the best player ever. You said that's not crazy. But you've also said 3 days ago that DeMarcus is better than Jokic. So
DeMarcus might be the best ever too. Yeah.
I need some play. If DeMarcus
Yo,
and
real
best
talk.
ever player talk,
That boy good. Get him real.
I
No,
just wanna know. I just wanna
I'm
know.
not. I'm not the one to box up. It's not gonna happen.
I'm
Look,
asking.
maybe.
I
is DeMarcus
disagree.
best-
I disagree with Stan Van Gundy. I said that multiple times. I disagree with Stan Van Gundy. I disagree with LeBron James. I'm just not mad at them for feeling that way. Everybody don't look at basketball the same way. The stuff that Jokic does, some people see that and they drool. I see it. I'm like, yeah, he's a good hooper. That's a baller right there. I don't hold Jokic to the standards that a lot of people do. I'm not as impressed by Jokic as most people are. But once again, I have the ability to understand other people's points of views. You know what I'm saying? And I get why some people feel this way about Jokic. So when I said that I'm not mad at Stan Van Gundy for saying that, that's just me saying like, hey, cool, that's a decent opinion. I disagree strongly, but
Yo, Ox.
go ahead.
Ox. Blasphemy out his fat lips.
12 sandwich eating motherfucker.
Next super chat is from, it's Zamzay, episode 698. Said, Ron is in what? Ron is in the lead for all horrible awards this year. Yapper of the year, worst takes of the year, hat brim of the year.
I think you're gonna run away with Brim of the year for sure. The other ones can still be up for conversation come the end of the season, but I think you might be a unanimous Brim of the year winner.
Real talk. Turn your brim around. Let's see.
I'm good. Don't worry about my brim. Worry about
Dion got a strong mic. I got a strong brim. What's wrong with that? But yeah, I disagree with all of those as well. But thank you, Zamzay.
you were up here yapping the other day too, by the way.
About what?
About anything, because that's what you do, Ron. You get the flapping.
Oh, so
them-
now
flapping
I'm a
them down.
yapper?
Yes, you are, Ron.
Now.
Now,
Hey, what's it called? When you guys do the one thing and then all of a sudden becomes a thing? You know, with
What is
a
it?
narrative.
Ah.
But all right, I guess it's a yapping narrative being pushed on me. Hey, whatever. This shall pass just like everything else does. Next comment of the week is from El Shy MC. Shout out El Shy MC. El Shy MC's episode 699 said, I'm not gonna lie. For the first time ever, would you look at here? Ron actually cooked on a take. The East is still weak as hell. The top contenders in the East are the most flawed they've ever been. Whoever wins the East is most likely going to lose in the finals unless somehow some Midwest team wins the Western Conference Finals, like, I don't know, the Warriors or the Timberwolves, maybe.
I think they all have flaws. Yeah, I think most teams have flaws. Though, to be fair, I don't think that's new.
Yeah.
Imagine that, Ron cooking on the tape.
Hey, it happens from time to time, you know. You know, just like you getting boxed up from Real Talk happens from time to time, right?
No sir,
Right?
no sir.
Yeah,
I do appreciate Real Talk for doing that because it allowed me to clarify things though. Because I don't want anything to be misconstrued. So I do appreciate being held accountable. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for accountability, y'all.
Real Talk be having you in that corner.
Hey, I'm dangerous.
Tearing your ribs
better
up.
Chill. Hey, sparring keeps a man sharp, man. That's what's up.
Facts.
What does getting your ass beat do?
Hey, man, if it don't kill you, man, I ain't never been scared to take a whooping, man. Shit, it ain't no big deal. I'm a 90s baby. All introductions was from the shoulders.
The next comment of the week is from Manuel. It's from Manuel. Episode 700. Manuel said, Damian is by far the most objective panelist in the show. Fair takes and knows what he says and gives good analysis. Great addition. How we feeling about Damian? How we feeling about Dame Dollar?
I can't hype Damian enough.
Damian is the dude that you find out that we got him on the crew, and you're like, word, we got him? Word.
Yeah.
Hell, that's dope. Hell yeah. We got him? Yes.
Ron, remember we was playing in that 1 3-on-3 and my brother got hurt and we picked up the one white boy and he was cold.
He was kind of big.
Yeah, he was kind of big. That's kind of like how we feeling about Damian. Like, damn, like, where we get him from? You know?
Damian is great. Absolutely, no doubt about that. Love Damian. However, I have not seen ever in my life a group of men be this turned on by an accent. I'm starting to notice a pattern in the PC chat. Yeah, there's the first one, right? So Glaze Mars to Infinity and Beyond, right? Fairs. Then we have another person with an accent come on, and it's the same. I'm seeing the trend. I'm seeing the trend.
Real talk. You got to get down there, brother.
I got to get down where?
To Australia, down under.
Mm-hmm. Hell no. They got like 50-pound spiders and shit.
Don't believe all that. Just stay out of that area. Just stay out of that area. But go ahead,
Real talk don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Y'all got 20-pound cockroaches. What's the difference?
That's a fact.
Nah.
It ain't crazy that they got more kangaroos than people in Australia. I mean, that's nuts. By like 2 to 1.
And a kangaroo that
where?
In Australia, there's more. It's like a 2 to 1 ratio.
Y'all go places and pay attention to the wrong stuff.
Running into a kangaroo, dog.
Oh God.
And a black mamba.
Feast your eyes on what you're supposed to be feasting your eyes on, and enjoy yourself.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Ox. I absolutely am.
I'd like to go to the beach, but they got sharks down there in Australia. That part.
They got sharks here. I went to Miami, ran into a shark last summer.
Ran into a shark.
Yeah, right on the coast. Yeah, it just came up there.
Y'all hit each other head to head, and he swam the other direction.
Nah, they're literally. I walked on the beach, and he was just floating, and the non-melanin community people were surrounding the shark, trying to touch the shark.
That's because it wasn't no shark that was gonna do nothing to you.
It was a 10-foot shark, dog.
Oh man, come on, bro. If they were surrounding the shark, literally surrounding the shark, and that shark was any type of aggressive,
they don't want to eat people. There's no appeal to eating people. Like, it's a waste of their time.
Sharks will absolutely, if they're hungry, will absolutely.
But they typically mistake us for like something on like boards, like a seal or something. But remember, they bite us and they don't eat us because there's nothing. We don't even have any like blubber or anything. It's not good. It's like unseasoned chicken. I don't want this chicken.
Yeah, man.
Chicken cold, unseasoned.
Hey, all I'm saying is,
imagine if a shark bit in the rod, all bones.
And he'll use Ron as a toothpick.
And then turn on real talk and get a feast in.
I know one thing: if he bit that head of yours, he'll have a nice dessert, milk dud head.
No, he wouldn't have anything. He would try to bite through. He would try to bite through my head and wouldn't even be able to get through. Now you be like a tasty ham hock. You be like a tasty ham hock on you know what I mean? When you put a pig on a grill, I'm talking about all the way down.
Milk that head ass.
They be like all that. They be like, oh baby, the pig fat, steak, everything they looking for.
Y'all got to chill, bro.
Hell no, we don't. Hell no, we do not.
Oh man.
Anyways, real talk. Hey, like I said, bro, go ahead and get down there one time. You'll love it.
I might have to.
PC Week in Australia. We coming to see you, Damien. PC Week in Sydney. All right. The next super chat that we got is from Dumpster Juice 6088. Episode 701. Dumpster Juice said, Jordan being an actual basketball coach and knowing the least about ball on here is fucking hilarious.
No, who would pick that?
I think people put too much weight on NBA opinions and constitute it as basketball knowledge.
Right.
They aren't mutually exclusive. Who you think might be the best NBA player in the world and who you think is that's not anything to do with understanding what works on a basketball court and what plays to run and how to improve players in terms of development. They're not the same thing.
But Jordan doesn't know the least ball up here. It's clearly two people that are at the bottom.
I agree, but
yeah. See, me and Marcy eye to eye.
Oh, Ron, I want to ask y'all something. Because this is a good question to bring it up. As far as the basketball player argument that we were having because of Draymond and Kenyon, right? Y'all remember that? Because that spurred the conversation. Who do y'all think is a better basketball player? Draymond Green or Mike James?
Which Mike James? The Mike James that I seen run out the gym. The Mike James I seen Ron take his jersey off and leave because he was cooking his ass. That Mike James?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, you're not locked into the law.
I didn't know.
I don't know. That's a hard. I mean, I don't know. I've seen. I respect the EuroLeague so much. You know what I mean? And
that's why I'm asking y'all the question. Yeah,
and he is a leading scorer. He's the leading scorer all time over there. So I got to shout out to him.
Who lunch you ate, Ron? That Mike James. That's who lunch you ate. Oh, okay.
I made him leave and go bring back some lunch.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to. Shit. I'm gonna have to go with Draymond. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go with Draymond. Mike James is nasty though. It's a lot. That's not. I mean, but saying Draymond's a better basketball player than anybody should never be looked at as disrespect because Draymond is a hooper, 100%.
Yo, and I also do want to clarify this as well. I got the better of Mike James that day. If we would have played 9 more times,
he probably would have bust your ass.
Oh, he would have for sure. In that same exact setting, it would have been a couple 20, 30 pieces, 40 pieces, 40 piece maybe. And this was that summer where Mike James was going ballistic on Ball is Life. Going from open gym to open gym or from pro-am to pro-am, going crazy. Teamed up with a couple NBA players and all of that. But
Buster Douglas did drop Mike Tyson. I mean,
hey, shit, that don't matter. Yes, hey, we don't know that.
Buster Douglas did drop Mike Tyson, Ron. So, to your point.
All right, and last
Kenyon
but not
Martin's
least,
better than Draymond Green. So,
and last but not least, we have comment of the week from Ozzy Mandias. Ozzy Mandias, episode 701. Ozzy said, love the profile picture too, Ozzy. Ozzy said, what I like about Chill is he tries to understand people's point, even if he disagrees, which is what makes him the best panelist. You all should learn.
Yeah, learn, guys.
You lot should learn. I try my best. I think
I just try to look, when Swiper and I have conversations, I try to understand what Swiper's point of view is, like where are you coming from with this. When you talk about Joker, or when you talk about SGA, or when you talk about team offense relative to what's going on today, I just try to understand where you're coming from. Even if I do disagree with you, I can understand, okay, this is why you feel this way. That's where I try to go.
But sometimes you got to beware. You got to be, first of all, beware of false prophets, first and foremost. But second of all, you have to be cautious of who you open your mind to, because there's tricksters out here that'll try to hypnotize you. Like this guy down here, Swiper. Swiper is dangerous. Swiper is dangerous. Swiper will try to rock your ass to sleep and convince you of something that you had no intentions on being convinced about. And the next thing you know, you're like, wait a second, how did we get here? Swiper got away with words. Y'all got to be careful. I'm telling you, be careful with Swiper. He'll try to box your ass up.
Swiper could legit be a politician. The way he's able to shift narratives and speech in real time is actually pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
Sound like two Glazers to me. Next, we got super chats now. We got 52 of them.
You got it.
No, you got it. No, Ox, you got it. You got it. Yeah. I'm not gonna be here past 2.
Oh no, you back now. You got it.
All right, fellas. Let's go ahead and get into these super chats. I appreciate everybody that is commenting. I appreciate the people that sent through super chats even more. I appreciate the people that have liked the video even more than the people that have sent through super chats. And ultimately, everybody that's become a member, I appreciate you the most. Oh, and Mo, I don't even got to say nothing to you. I know you're in hell right now. But shout out to the Clippers. All right, let's get into it, y'all. The first super chat that I got is from... we didn't really necessarily reply to Tim Carter. So I just wanted to know, Chill or Ox, do you guys feel – hold on, let me pull it up. Do you guys feel that you can't be a bruiser and make the league anymore, or you can't just be a rebounder and make the league anymore, that you absolutely have to, have a solid skill set?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, I agree with Teddy.
Got the gardeners outside. Hold on for a second.
I agree with that, but I also don't agree that
They chill. They asked them for their money. You ain't paid them in 2 weeks.
They wouldn't be out there if I didn't pay them. So
no, they're not mowing. They're knocking.
Yeah, no. Guess what? I'm sorry, Ox. You were saying something.
No, I agree. I agree that you can't just be a big bruiser. You got to be able to do something more than that. You can't only be a rebounder. I absolutely agree with that.
Mars and I had a conversation in San Francisco where we were talking about point guards, and I hopped on the point about John Stockton, and as good a distributor that he is, you cannot just be that today. You have to be able to score the basketball. You have to. Gone are the days of just being a dirty work guy and not being able to do other things. Those days are over. We can't play like that no more. You have to be more well-rounded. Josh Hart is a prime example of that. Josh Hart would be great as a dirty work guy in the 90s, but he has to be able to make a shot, because what you do is you make yourself obsolete because it becomes 4-on-5 on the offensive end.
Wait, chill. You got background noise. I think estamos aquí.
All right, y'all. Bob Solo sent through a super chat and said the Raptors are a really good team. Shed. He said Sheed, but I'm pretty sure he meant Shed. Shed on defense.
That's how you spell Shed. That's how you spell Jamal Shed.
Oh, so it's Jamal Sheed. All right, Jamal Sheed on defense on Brunson was great. Knicks need to rely. The Knicks need to rely on their starters to do better. Bench played well. Boston game was also good. These games are like playoffs. Go New York, go.
Fucking Cleveland Cavaliers got me looking goofy as hell out here. Motherfuckers, man.
It's still early season.
I know it's early, and I'm still riding. Yes, I'm still riding.
They'll win 50-plus games this year.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah, they do, real talk. It got me looking goofy as hell out here.
Yeah,
we got a
they're
super
not the
chat
greatest right now.
We got a super chat from, you guessed it, Anna Monica Studios. Anna Monica said, is SGA as valuable to OKC as Cade is to Detroit or KD is to Houston? What? Also, Giannis is the best scorer in the league, and 2000 Shaq and 62 Wilt are the best scorers of all time because of effectiveness.
Yes, I think SGA is as valuable as them. I think he's more valuable, to be fair. But
I was about to say that. I think he's even more valuable than they are.
I really like this Anna Monica guy. He's not always right, but I like him, though.
Mm.
I like him a lot.
KD's not the most valuable player on his own team, let alone.
You think it's Şengün?
It's not Şengün either.
No,
Well, Reed Shepard, boss plus minus demon.
It's Steven Adams.
It's Şengün.
Steven Adams, I think, is leading the league in net rating now. Shout out to the Steven Adams stand on Twitter.
As he should.
Shout out to net rating.
Steven Adams better than Kendrick Perkins in his peak.
We ain't shouting on no goddamn Nate rating.
So that's what I'm thinking. I think that answered the super chat.
I'm going back to my my New Year's resolution. I'm gonna get there. 26. I'm doing it. 26, yes sir. I will be there. I'm gonna step it up, man. I'm gonna get with the analytics. I'm coming to the new days. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to all
no more L basketball.
Analytics, spreadsheet Ox. Oh god.
Can you believe it, bro? Can you believe it, Mars? No more L basketball.
Ox gonna be here talking about EPM. Yeah,
all of that, man.
Per dunks and threes. I can't wait for this, Ox. Taser Man 17 sent through a super chat and said, Pastor Real Talk. We need a sermon for the funeral of the Clippers. El Frank, El Mo, Ty Lue, and Kawhi ruined the franchise, shaking my effing head. PG trade was the worst trade in NBA history. I hated it from the beginning.
First of all, Real Talk already. He already gave us his rendition of the Clippers a couple of days ago. So I think I'm good.
It's got worse since then. I don't know how they managed to lose the Memphis and Mavericks game. I don't know how they managed to do that. But yeah,
it's bad over there.
They've dropped 13 of their last 15 games. Actually, what they are, Real Talk, is they are the Clippers. Remember the Clippers that used to play in the sports arena? That's who we're back to now. Yes.
This is
back-to-back 30 pieces from Kawhi too. And that defense to close that game versus the Mavericks was quite interesting. And then, but Kawhi also missed a 10-foot turnaround bunny that he makes in his sleep. So,
no, that's that 30.
Can I shout out Zach?
Kawhi got to do better.
Zach Edey.
Can we talk about how good Zach Edey's been since he's been back?
Mars, would you like to just give Zach Edey the splash of the day?
Oh, sure. I mean, did you see what he did against? Ox, did you see what he did against the Kings?
No,
What did he have? Like 30 and 15.
30 and 14 actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who would have thought Zach Edey could play in the NBA?
33 and 17.
33 and 17. Okay, so
five blocks too.
He can be the splash of the day. Yeah, he's been amazing since he came back. But last night I think was like the best he's looked.
He did that to us 32, 17, and 5.
You ain't know that last?
Oh, you wasn't locked in?
He went almost 30.
He's been amazing because so I guess this will be like a splash of the week kind of thing because against was it the Pelicans? He set like an NBA record for like the highest plus minus or something in a game that was separated by like 5 or fewer points. He was plus 39 in a game his team won by 5.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, so Zach Edey's impact has been like immeasurable. He's been amazing. His rim protection has skyrocketed. He's been one of the best paint presences in the NBA on both sides of the ball. He's rebounding the hell out of the ball. To Ox's credit, he said he would have took Zach Edey number 1 in the draft. Chill was very high on Zach Edey. I know a lot of people were questioning his fit, but he looks to be in better shape. He's moving better. His hook shot and stuff that was so damaging in college is translating now offensively. He's looking like a real threat on the interior. Zach Edey's been amazing. Like him coming back is like subtly he's turning Memphis' season around. Like his presence has been all-star caliber impacts is what he's been.
Shout out to Zach.
Meanwhile, Real Talk, the Clippers have lost 7 of their last 8. Their next 5 games, hear me out. Miami, Ella Dub.
They can win that, man.
1-0.
1-0.
Atlanta.
2-0.
An L.
2-0.
Memphis.
2-0. 3-0.
An L.
Minnesota.
4-0.
For sure L.
Houston.
For sure L.
So that's
5-0. They're going on a 5-game win streak.
They'll go 2-3. They'll go 2-3 right there.
5-game win streak. 5-game win streak.
Y'all, well, here's what you guys need to do. Now, in light of the splash of the day being Zach Edey, and in light of the trash of the day being the Los Angeles Clippers, what you guys need to do is download the Splash Sports app and take the more on everything and everyone that's playing against the Clippers, and take the more on Zach Edey's rebounds, points and rebounds. I do want to give Zach Edey his credit because he is living proof of what 2000 Shaq would do to today's NBA. Thank you, Zach Edey. All right, y'all, back to these super chats. Let's go ahead and get to it. We still in the crunch time chats, and I got one from Radale PPB. Radale said, we underrate Steph's skill set when we just resort his dominance to just shooting. Steph was the full package. Elite finisher, great mid-range shooter, very good at creating steals, elite handle, etc., etc.
Right. And Lennox Lewis was a fantastic boxer. He had a great way of slipping jabs. He had awesome defense, but he had an overhand right that in you that nobody else had. That's why he was so awesome. As good as Curry is at all of that other stuff, he's got this one thing that nobody else has. That's why it gets highlighted. That's not because we don't recognize the other stuff that he does. No, I 100% recognize how nice Steph Curry is with the pill. In fact, there was a time when we was having a conversation. Who nicer with the pill, Curry or Kyrie Irving? That was going on. We was having that conversation. Yes, I don't think it was much of a conversation, but we were having that conversation. However, he has this one thing that trumps everything that you do. Everything.
Sure. Also, I don't think people understand too that you have to play with 5 other players, and people have to do what they're best at to win basketball games.
Sure.
So if you got a guy like Draymond Green that's going to do a lot of the facilitating from the middle of the court, and Steph Curry running off of screens, opposite side of Klay Thompson and whatnot, you might not see much of Steph Curry's passing abilities. You know what I'm saying? Because the point of basketball is to score the basketball the best way that you can, the best way your system can. And I think a lot of that has to do with Steph catching and shooting. So,
Yeah.
Delsky came through with another super chat, and Delsky said, I love when I hate when Ox and Seal start talking.
From the top, Ron. From the top.
Delsky, shout out to Delsky. He is a Hall of Famer, and he will be giving somebody up here that work here very soon. Delsky said, I love when Ox and Chill start talking that basketball talk. Guys are good at the hard stuff and terrible at the simple stuff. Ouch. They don't know how to play basketball for real. I should be in this convo. Well, Delsky, Friday will be here before you know it.
Yeah. We just had a whole argument about like ghost screens and guarding ghost screens, by the way. So like I feel like this just depends on your perspective about things, like what you think is hard and what you think is easy. I just don't think I think a lot of things are a lot harder than we make it seem, personally, just in the NBA.
And I don't think things are as difficult as we make them seem.
Yeah, I know. That's why you can't guard ghost screens till to this day. Matter of fact, do you see Con Knipple? With Charlotte, they were running the same thing with LaMelo and Con Knipple. Or when LaMelo was on the bench in overtime, Con Knipple was running it at least. It's difficult covers, man. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of really hard things you got to do in the NBA.
Imagine letting a team score 120 points on you, and a majority of that's coming off ghost screens.
I don't think anybody scored a majority of their points on ghost screens.
Well, it's a lot of like we talked about before. People see somebody standing there and they think, "Oh, I'm screened." Like nobody touched you, bro. Like
more times than not. And
play defense.
We saw the clip. More times than not, the guy who's setting the shooter, who's setting the screen, he's not setting the screen. He's running and he's gonna go screen and he's running to a spot.
But that's
fellas. I gotta get to the next super chat. We'll get around to ghost screen talk sometime soon. Mm-hmm. But Love for Dina said real quick, y'all seen the no call on Ant? I need y'all thoughts on why people like him don't get calls for being strong, going to the basket, and gets hit, but people like Shea can flail like a HO3.
Just so you know, players get a reputation with the referees, and I think that Ant has ultimately got that reputation with the officials, and because of that, I think that's affected his whistle.
I do not like how it is reward, like the flopping and flailing is rewarded, and trying to play through contact. For most people, unless it's like Giannis. Giannis definitely gets the free throws, but even still, you could argue that he doesn't get enough calls, even though he does get to the line a whole bunch. But like somebody like Ant, who doesn't flop and flail, you watch the replay, he's for sure getting fouled, and they're just not calling it. So it's tough.
You shouldn't need to embellish to get fouls, but refs seem to not be able to see it unless you embellish.
Oh yeah, playing in NBA is partially acting. Absolutely.
And just so we clear, Ant is averaging the most. Ant is averaging the most free throw attempts this season in his career. So we clear.
Yeah,
See,
I
Swipe,
think he
you
does
hit
get
it
to
on
the
the
line.
head.
I
He's
think
getting to
he
the
would get
strike.
to the line
He
more. Yeah, I think he
100%
would
gets
get
to
there
the
more
strike.
if he did embellish.
Yeah.
Which I think it's weird that it works that way, that you have to sell the call. Like the ref should be able to see a foul whether or not I decide to act like I got shot or not. But they
It's a
don't.
foul.
So
Blow the
yeah,
damn whistle, ref.
it's
It's a
a
foul.
double-edged
Blow the
sword.
whistle.
You have to embellish in order to get the calls, but when you embellish in order to get the calls, people are going to complain that you're embellishing. It's like, the ref needs to be better. It's that simple. The ref needs to be better.
To your point, Swiper, you do got to act a little bit because the NBA is show business.
All right, we got a couple new members. Shout out to Dasani Simmons for becoming a member, and shout out to Chosen One XD. If you're not a member yet, go ahead and join up like those two. Also, we got a super chat from Dub Ballout Highlights. Dub Ballout Highlights said, "Is this gonna be the episode where y'all finally give Jaylen Brown his flowers this season? I remember people on the panel clowning him in the offseason. Just saying."
He's been really good this year. He wasn't the reason why they beat the 76ers fully healthy for the first time all year, but he was a part of it. Peyton Pritchard, shout out to you. 42 points from Peyton Pritchard in that game.
No,
EPM Jaylen Brown's
the
been
real second option.
Celtics' fourth best player. So he's actually shout out to Jaylen Brown. He's been the fourth best player on the team this year. But yeah, he's doing cool. Fourth best player on the team that's barely above 500. Shout out to Jaylen Brown.
I wish Jaylen.
Keep it up, Jaylen.
Get some love, man.
Anthony Edwards is 7th amongst guards in free throws a game this season.
And Lucas first.
Before I leave,
does Shea shoot more free throws? Not Shea. Does Shea shoot more free throws than Austin Reeves?
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does?
Yes, he does.
Is it close?
No, he actually is ahead of him by like almost 70.
Huh?
Overall, I'm talking about.
No, what about like on a per game basis?
Okay.
Per game. If I'm not mistaken, really quickly, I want to make sure that I get this correct. That's threes, free throws. Yes. No, it's 0.6, Moss, because Austin Reeves is 3rd in the league. It's 0.6.
Austin Reeves began to that line.
Yes, he does. Mm-hmm.
Ron, before I go, can you that got more buckets guy has a direct question. 8 best football players in the world. That seems like a Mars question past 3 for me, but I wouldn't be able to tell you beyond that. If you did women's soccer, I could do that, but I cannot do this right now for men's. But Mars, I think Jamal's the best. Holland, Mbappe. I'd probably go based on what I've watched. Salah, and then from there, I don't know. You can do what you want from there. I don't. That's about as far as I can go.
That's not the top 8. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Ron, you don't know anything about this.
Ron has
eight,
no
though.
idea about this, Ron.
It's a very good 8.
Them little ass shoulders. Real talk. Them little ass shoulders.
Ron, it's just the easiest one on the board. Who does Jamal play for? Who he play for?
Oh, that's what we're doing.
I don't know. He said football players. And if he's talking about the top 8 football players, you got to start with the best receiver in the NFL. That's Jackson Smith and Jigba. And then, we can go from there.
Wait, JSN did he have 0 yards at halftime, I think? Not his fault, obviously, but I think he had 0 yards at halftime.
How many Jettas have?
0. They both did. That was there were people that had fantasy leagues. JSN and Justin Jefferson had 0 points from their first and third round picks trying to make the playoffs in the first half of the game. Justin Jefferson had 1 catch for 3 yards, I believe, bro.
Yeah, 4 yards.
That's insane.
That's what the best defense in the NFL would do to you, Mars. That's just how it goes sometimes. We OKC on defense on the football field. But we got another super chat from the People's 23. The people said, "We broke Wilt's record, the most consistent scorer, the best scorer in the league." He's talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He didn't actually break Wilt's ultimate record. I think it's 123 straight games of scoring 20 or more. But he did break Wilt's record, 126. But he did break Wilt's record. What was it, 93? And he's at 96 now or something like that?
No, it's 92. It was 92. I think Shai's at 93 now, and the record is 126. I would bet Shai's probably going to break that record. It's interesting that the record for 10-point games is like 1,000, and the record for 20-point games is 126. Interesting to see how big that discrepancy is. And if you want to say, well, okay, the record before Bron broke it was like 600 and something, 700 or something. 10-point games. Like even then, like the discrepancy between 10-point games and 20-point games. Interesting how big that gap is in terms of putting them together.
The next super chat is from Quan103. Quan said, for context, only 2 teams have a plus 10 net rating over the last 2 games. Houston is plus 11.7, and OKC, goddamn, is a plus 15.5, with the Rockets having the tougher schedule, though.
The Rockets have been subtly dominating.
Yeah.
Like, we all had our concerns, well, some to varying degrees, but we all had our concerns about how they'd look without Fred VanVleet. They've answered a lot of those questions, in my opinion. They've answered a lot of those questions. They started off kind of slow, but now they're just this offensive rebounding demon team with a half-court offense that can create consistent looks, knock down threes, and then when they do miss, probably going to rebound the miss and score anyway. And then defensively, they started putting some things together, and you're starting to see that, yeah, this is going to be a tough team to beat. I think their flaws, I think their floor is probably the highest of any non-OKC team in the NBA. I don't think their ceiling is as high as some of the other teams because I don't think they have that extra gear offensively. Mm-hmm. But like their baseline is like, we're going to be tough to beat every single night because we're just going to out rebound you every single time. So we're going to have more shots than you. So that's where I'm at with them. Really high floor. The ceiling I'm more questionable about, but they're amazing. The Rockets are great.
Houston. Yeah, I'm still worried about them in the playoff setting when you can. That's why they have to avoid Denver at all costs because I don't think they can beat Denver in a 7-game series because Denver number 1 is great at dead zone, which obviously can be some problems for Houston, and then because of Jokic and players like Aaron Gordon, they can match their physicality on the backboard and rebound. So.
They can try and match the rebound.
Ron, did you know that Houston has a better net rating than the 17 Warriors?
I had no clue.
Yeah.
20 game sample. Houston have also, but although their strength of schedule has been more difficult, they're yet to play a back-to-back, which is very interesting. Tonight is their first back-to-back. And it's back-to-back against Utah, so it's like, I guess. But like they've had
in Utah, by the way.
In terms of rest, they've had an easier schedule, although the games have been more difficult. So it's interesting.
In Utah. They played Utah in Utah last night and playing again tonight.
50, so we'll see if it's closer tonight.
Grandpa Town with the super chat. Grandpa Town said Giannis is the best scorer in the NBA. He is Shaq offensively, but better all around. Keep it up, chill with the propaganda. 29-8 in 19 minutes, 30, 15 and 8 and 28 is crazy.
You didn't see that, Moss?
He had 29 in 19 minutes.
Against Brooklyn. Yeah, you didn't know that game?
Yeah, against Brooklyn.
It was
under
Brooklyn,
20 minutes.
But hey,
in under 20 minutes. Yeah, he went for 30 and something goofy like that. Yeah. Oh, told you real talk. You will be consistently hearing about Giannis from me. It's going to go on the regular.
19 minutes.
Yes, sir. 29, 19 minutes.
Let's see what that is per 100.
Chavo 23 said, sorry, Ron, but you were wrong. Not only is Austin Reeves going to be an all-star, he's going to be all NBA second team over Donovan, Steph, and Maxey.
That's what you were yapping about, by the way, the other day when you said Austin's going to be averaging less than 25 points, and then he proceeds to drop 30 plus the 2 games since you said did dumb shit.
He averages 20 in a game, yo. What the hell is
coming to me? Austin Reeves, I would look. Austin Reeves is having the most efficient 28 plus point per game season ever right now.
For a guard.
You said what?
For a guard.
Yeah, for a guard. Including Steph, Shea this year, by the way, because we're beating Shea by 1 true shooting percentage point. Okay, so I'm just saying, bro, I need a real explanation as to why Reeves isn't second team on NBA right now, and why Tyrese Maxey is better than him.
I know one thing.
I think he'd make second team All NBA if the season ended today.
Since you want to subject of I need something, Austin Reeves is like, I need my money. I know that.
No,
yes, he
real
did.
talk.
I need
You're
my money.
you're disrespecting Austin Reeves right now by talking about him this way because people will make a clip about it and talk to you about how come he's not second team All NBA. So stop disrespecting Austin Reeves. Oh, y'all don't want to jump real talk. Y'all don't want to jump real talk.
Domo's not here. Domo was the one who started yelling. But I think he'd make second team All NBA if the season ends today. I think you could argue because Wemby's missed time, he might be first team if the season ended today.
Oh, hey,
Wemby's only played what? Wemby's only played what?
Oh, boss,
So like,
disrespecting Austin Reeves right now.
If the season ended today, I think you can make that argument. But I think All NBA talk after 20 games.
I'm just trying to. I know we're about a month and a half into the season. If this continues, it'll be the first time in NBA history that a player played for the Lakers averaged 29, 7, and 6, and did not make first team All Pro. That's never happened.
Chill.
Ever.
Chill. No, it won't. Hey, I am sorry, Austin.
That's never happened before.
Damn, all it took was a weekend.
Wow, Ron. Wow.
Hey,
So four
Nah.
Four All-Stars for the Lakers?
3 is guaranteed. 4 is... But shout out to DeAndre Ayton, though. DeAndre Ayton.
Please, Mars, thank you very much.
DeAndre Ayton's having
He
his
has been
best year
hooping.
since 20.
I think he over the last 6 games. I want to say he averaged in 20. I think he averaged in 2010 in 4 and 2 blocks. Something like
this
that.
contract year, DeAndre Ayton, man, like people.
He's coming through.
It's that's why when they got him on the minimum
bullshit.
contract year, DeAndre Ayton is a different beast. Now,
I mean, you got
when he gets that contract in the summer. We'll see how he looks next year. But
you got to think
this
though.
year,
Look,
the Lakers got a good player.
Zubac ain't doing shit. He better than Triple J. DeMontis hurt.
And he represents the Bahamas, so he, international.
Yeah, facts.
Is he on your list? Is he on your list?
No.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Maybe
I gotta fix my list, Ron. Good looking on that. I don't know how I did that shit.
That was
done.
crazy.
DeAndre Ayton's been ever since that opening night where he was egregious. Like he's been good since then, and it's been kind of quiet in terms of the discourse around DeAndre Ayton.
Pin.
Since that point.
I know you're watching.
Crickets around here, Mars.
Shout out to
Cricket.
Yabusele, man. Yeah, shout out to Yabusele. But DeAndre Ayton's been really, really, really good this season.
Crickets around here, real talk. As you were
His
saying,
touch
Ron, go
around
ahead.
the rim is unbelievable, bro. Like those little float shots he shoots in like the pick and roll situation or the little baby hooks, they go in basically every single time.
That's what makes him so talented. Yeah.
His touch is
All right, we got it.
He's shooting like 70% from the field. Like he's
We got another super chat from, you guessed it, Anna Monica Studios. Anna Monica said, Giannis is not only better than Shea, but more valuable to his team's success than SGA. Best in the world over Jokic. Also, Lamar Odom is a top 5 rookie since 2000.
I don't think so.
Are you saying like rookie season?
I'd assume so. Yeah. I don't, or just as a player, but I don't think so. My first instinct is no.
I do remember Odom did kind of get busy his rookie. His debut game at 31, right? Or something like that.
I don't think hot take. I don't think rookie Lamar Odom is better than rookie Ben Simmons.
Or rookie Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, maybe I'm
Since 2000. So I'm gonna run this off for you really quickly. Since 2000, was he better than Mike Miller?
Yeah.
Pau Gasol.
I want to say yes.
Stoudemire.
Damon Stoudemire?
Amari Stoudemire. We on since 2000.
Wasn't Amari doing his rookie year?
He was 14-9, I think. Yeah, something like
we'll
that.
box score
Give
watch
me
and say
LO.
nah, he ain't better than Lamar.
Yeah,
He ain't
give me
better.
LO.
James.
LeBron was better.
Yeah, LeBron was. I'm not as high on Bron's rookie year, but LeBron was.
Emeka
I think
Okafor?
Melo was better too. I think Melo was better than.
I'll give it to Lamar over Emeka.
Chris Paul.
Melo is better than Lamar too, right?
Chris Paul
LaMelo
was
is-
better than
yes,
LeBron.
Melo
So
was
that's
better
2.
than him too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's 2.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul better.
Oh,
than
give me CP3.
Brandon Roy.
Ron.
Come on. That's 3. That's
KD,
3.
KD.
KD was better.
KD was better.
Derrick Rose.
D Rose was better.
Yeah,
Tyreek
he's on-
Evans.
Tyreek Evans was better.
Blake Griffin.
Tyreek Evans was 25 of 5. Tyreek was no Mars.
He was.
Yeah.
He was nice.
I know what
Hey, I
Tyreek was
thought
doing.
Tyreek was gonna
I
be
know what
one of
Tyreek
them
was
ones. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he was
doing.
nice.
I know what Tyreek was doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Blake.
Blake
He
Griffin.
wasn't better. He wasn't better than Blake. Hell no.
Yeah,
Irv.
Blake was better.
He no better than Kyrie.
Kyrie was better.
Dame.
Dame was
He no
better.
better. He no better than Anthony Davis either, but he no better than Dame.
Michael Carter Williams.
Rookie year, Michael
that
Carter
year.
Williams.
Nah, it's not even rookie year.
I gotta go
It's
Michael
game
Carter.
one. Michael Carter Williams. His rookie year wasn't even that good. It was game one.
Wiggs.
No.
Was he better than Wiggs?
I'll say he
Yeah,
was.
I think he
better.
was better than Wiggins in year one.
Cat.
Yeah.
Rookie Cat was nice.
Yeah.
He was.
I'll give we'll give Lamar Odom the benefit of that on Rookie Cat.
Malcolm
Just 'cause
Brogdon.
Yeah.
He better than
This is
Malcolm.
where I think this is where it gets real tricky. Ben
Malcolm
Simmons.
Brogdon was Embiid's rookie year. He's not better than Ben Simmons.
Luka.
No, hell no.
Ja.
Nah.
Ja was really
Ball.
good his rookie year.
He not LaMelo. He might be better than LaMelo and Ant's rookie year. He might be.
Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he better than Scott.
That was Mobley. That was Mobley's rookie year, in my
I
opinion.
thought it was too. Paulo.
He better than Paulo.
He no better than Paulo.
No, he wasn't. Wemby.
Hell no.
Castle.
I think he better than Stephon Castle. I think he better than Stephon
That's
Castle.
7 guys.
He no better than Conker Nipple.
I don't think he is neither. Nope.
Shit, what Coop doing recently? Yeah, he no better than
Yeah.
Coop.
But
I'd say-
just to make sure we answer the question, yes, he was better than Scotty Barnes. Go ahead, real talk.
Yeah, for sure better than Scotty Barnes.
Yep.
Well, this probably isn't a hot take for real, but just depending on how they're playing right now or the volume stats, Dylan Harper is like clearly to me better than Conker Nipple. I don't even think that's a conversation.
I think
Dylan
Harper's
Harper-
special. I think he's special.
Dylan Harper is
Dylan
so
is cold.
good, bro.
He is. Cold,
It is
for real.
ridiculous how good Dylan Harper is already.
The problem
You
is
know who
that
else
he's
is-
playing in front. The problem is he playing behind somebody that's better than him. That's the problem.
I don't think that's
I
a
think
problem.
they
I
need
think
to
that's a
play
great
together.
development. But I think Dylan Harper should be playing. Ramp him up. Just came back from a calf injury, hamstring, one of those muscles. So be cautious.
Those
But
hamstrings.
he's their second best guard.
Yes.
Comfortably, he's their second best guard. I think he's their third best player.
Yes.
Stephon Castle is nice too.
He's better than Stephon
I gotta see a
I'm high
little
on
more.
Steph Castle, but for me, Dylan Harper is the Spurs' third best player.
He surprised me though. I'm not gonna lie, he has surprised me. You know who else has surprised me? Jeremiah Fears has been here before. He
He
like,
that little
that was
badass
Penn's guy,
cousin
yeah,
that
that was
won't leave you
Penn's guy.
alone. That's who he is.
not for sure that chill, but he hoop like he has been in
Yeah.
the league for 5 years.
Yes.
He play like
Yeah.
like, he looks like he's been here before. He absolutely can go.
I gotta bounce, fellas. I'll see y'all dudes
All right,
tomorrow.
chill.
All right,
Yes, sir.
chill.
Jeremiah Fears live up to the nickname Zero Fears, man. He be going at anyone. Shout out to him.
All right, fellas, another super chat from, you guessed it, Anna Monica Studios said, if you could choose anyone from any sport throughout history and get one of their skills, who and what would you choose?
In NBA
Give me
history,
Shohei's versatility. Give me Shohei's two-way versatility.
Realistically, one skill isn't going to be enough to get me in the league or like get me into professional. So which one would just be more beneficial for my everyday life? Give me Joey Chestnut's eating ability.
throughout sports, let me see. For real life, give me Floyd Mayweather's reflexes.
Anna
Give me
Monica
Kipchoge's
Studios.
endurance. Give me Kipchoge's endurance.
Hmm.
Anna Monica Studios sent through yet another super chat and said, if you could choose, sent through 2 super chats. And then he said, also, the Celtics young guys been looking good.
Who's that? Hugo Gonzalez. What's it called? Like Baylor Shireman and them.
Yeah, unless he's talking about Josh Minot too. Probably talking about
Baylor Shireman's not even young. He's just a second-year player. Jordan Walsh.
Jordan Walsh,
Yeah, Jordan Walsh having
he's a really good
a nice
defensive
year.
player.
Yeah, I think the Celtics are just. I keep saying it. They're better than their record suggests. How good that
Shout
means
out
they
to
are, I don't
C's.
know, but they're better than their record suggests.
Jaylen Brown's also really good too, by the way. I know
fourth on the team in EPM, but yeah, cool.
Yeah, I tweeted out, like, I know it's been like a running thing in the basketball community to like say Jaylen Brown's ass because like we see the left hand clips sometimes, but like Jaylen Brown is really good at the sport. Yeah, we got to give him this credit.
Shout out to Guyus or GUs. I'm probably butchering your name, but shout out to you for becoming a YouTube member. Sale Talks Too Much also became a YouTube member. Shout out to Sale. Chavo23 said, OKC this, OKC that. When the Lakers smacked them frauds in the NBA Cup semifinals, people are finally going to give them the respect they deserve. 60 plus wins on the way.
I want to see this current Lakers team against OKC. Unfortunately, Hartenstein might be out, but still by that point. But it is what it is. I don't like when all three of the Lakers stars are on the court together. I think it should be two on the court at all times, but not all three. The defense just sucks.
We'll zone up against OKC. We're not really moved. I want to see us play OKC again just to see if Luka and Austin have some damn pride. The whole squad. We got blasted so quickly the last game. The game was over at halftime. I want to see them play OKC just to make sure we got some fight in us as a team, because that was embarrassing. That shit was over quick.
All right, y'all. The next super chat is from It's Nikoi. Nikoi said, Ox, in your opinion, who's the most complete offensive player that Bron has faced? Ox isn't here. Who you guys think it is?
I'm not going to tell Bron what he faced.
I mean, most complete offensive player to me, it's the guy behind me. But I mean, I know.
Great
for me, I think if I would probably pick Jokic, but once again, I'm not in the business of telling people what their experiences are. If Bron thinks it's Jokic, then Bron thinks it's Jokic. Can't tell him he's wrong.
Fizzy Faye Facts sent through a super chat and said your stats need to result in winning. Example, the goal is always to win plus your stats. I agree, Fizzy.
I guess.
Yeah.
Worldwide Mace Television, a Hall of Famer. He pulled up last Friday. We'll catch him pretty soon. But this is what Worldwide Mace had to say. He said, post numbers are the best ever in a switch everything league. ... Not worth talking about.
It's not worth talking about because tracking data only exists from 2014. So they don't even have numbers before that. They don't have Hakeem's numbers, Kareem's numbers, Shaq's. Now, they're obviously going to be better today because league average efficiency is way higher. But when they say best ever, it's really the best of the last 12 years. They don't have those numbers from 03.
Shaq would be worth 1.8 points per possession in the post if he played this.
Bree Woo sent through a super chat and said, opinions are meant to be criticized. The respect everyone's opinion is a very tired take. Stan Van Gundy comes off hostile, especially when talking about the Knicks.
The respect everyone's opinion thing isn't, just agree because everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's acknowledging that everyone is entitled to have their opinion. You can disagree with anyone's opinion, and you can, in fact, find people's opinions stupid, but they're still entitled to have said opinion. That's it.
That statement is usually brought up, though, to like try to negate pushback on the statement. But if my opinion on your opinion is that your opinion is dumb as hell, then I'm going to voice my opinion as well. That's my opinion.
Exactly. Everyone's entitled to share their opinion. You can't just be like, you can't say something ridiculous, and then when you're getting pushback, it's just my opinion. Like,
exactly.
Like you can do that, but at the end of the day, they're still going to continue to criticize your opinion. Yeah. Like, you're entitled to have it, but they're entitled to have an opinion of your opinion.
Anna Monica Studios, you guessed it, with another super chat. Anna Monica said, if the Celtics of the last 2 years could stay healthy, oh my God, it would have been nasty. They are the greatest three-point shooting team we've ever seen.
Oh no, there's a team that employed 3 of the, in my opinion, 5 best shooters that exist. Well, 3-point shooters anyway. Yeah, 3 of the 10 best shooters that ever exist. I'll just say that. Quite good, in my humble opinion.
I just would have loved to see that iteration of the Celtics play OKC. I just think that would have been great basketball.
As well, we watched them play a couple times in the regular season, and OKC won.
That's fine, but I'm saying it was great basketball. It was just great basketball
for sure.
Chin O sent through a super chat and said, who was better offensively in the 2025 playoffs? A, Giannis versus the Pacers. B, Jokic versus the Clippers. Or C, Jokic versus the Thunder. Who y'all got?
I mean, Giannis against the Pacers.
Yeah. That was the easy answer. But thank you, Chino, for at least having the intellectual curiosity to ask. The next super chat is from Riddell PPB. Riddell said, need that Lakers beating the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals to cease the SGA glaze. 77 will get his due respect. One more trade so we can make real noise.
I find it funny how Stans swear their player is always disrespected, and then any player who's in conversation with their favorite player is always overrated. It's interesting how that.
Absolutely, that's how that works.
It's very interesting.
Absolutely how that works. And I do also think we're closer than some people think. By the way, if this is Austin Reeves, if this is Austin, yeah.
Oh, the teams are closer. Is that what you're saying?
If I'm saying we're one move, we're a Robert Williams, Herb Jones away
from OKC.
Oh, if the Lakers get Herb Jones,
I'm saying both.
I like the Lakers. I'm gonna just put it that way. I like
upgrade Jackson Hayes and upgrade Vanderbilt. Is that
yep?
Okay.
Yep.
Tupac Westside said, you right about them sharks, Swiper. Most sharks are more afraid of people than they realize. They usually bite in self-defense.
Because you guys know sharks' mentality. You guys know what's going on in their
brains. They bite in self-defense. So I'm swimming in the water and they feel offended that I'm swimming in their water.
Oh, for what it's worth, you're in their house, to be fair. You live on land, they live in water. You decided to infiltrate their home. But I mean,
that's true.
Infiltrating people's homes.
My bad for pushing up on your block, Mr. Shark.
America isn't the only place that has beaches. What are you talking about?
That's not what I was talking about, but okay.
Every people around the world go into shark territory. It's not an American thing.
That's not what I was talking about, but it's cool.
Another super chat from, you guessed it, Anna Monica Studios said Tatum tears his Achilles and now the East looks competitive, and we having combos about East and West.
I do think this healthy size team. Do I think they would win the East? I think they'd be the favorites.
Celtics from last year?
No, this Celtics team if they were healthy. So no Porzingis, no Drew. But I do still think they'd be the favorites in the East.
I think so.
Hell no, they ain't beating the Knicks without.
You don't think they'd be the favorites in a series against the Knicks?
With Kata as their starting center?
Kata leads that team in EPM, so you better put some respect.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I would hope the Knicks would be the favorite.
Kata is 5th in the league in defense at EPM, so just
DPOY candidate?
Yeah. Isaiah Hartenstein's 2nd, by the way, so I just want to put out that he was a sneaky DPOY candidate before he just went down.
Y'all don't know ball for real, man.
Jaylen Brown has a negative defensive EPM, by the way.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Arrow Ado said, Steve Kerr also said this Warriors roster is the deepest he's ever coached. By the way, dude just be yapping.
He did say that.
Everyone has their opinion. I do find it kind of funny that Swiper was doing that appeal to authority thing. That these NBA legends think this. Oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
You guessed it. Anna Monica Studios said Tatum was doing what you said he could never and outplayed all these guys so bad that he destroyed Giannis, Luca, and Embiid's PR. His J is similar to KD.
No, it's not. Destroyed Giannis. I don't remember when he destroyed Giannis. Embiid's, yeah, Boston have done some damage to Embiid's PR. That's absolutely,
for sure.
That's factual. The finals did some damage to Luka's PR. I do think last year did more damage to Luka's PR than the finals did. But I can agree with that. Giannis, hell no. No. Giannis did not deal with any damage to his PR because of the Celtics.
In fact,
I think Miami's done more damage to Giannis's PR.
Yeah, Miami did.
Yeah.
The Celtics series helped Giannis. We were like, oh my God, he's averaging 35, 12, and whatever the hell he's doing.
First player to have whatever he totals in a series or something.
Crow Legend 23 said the East is not weak. Ron is weak. 8 to 15 teams in the West. 8 to 15 teams in the West is Basura. Sacramento Queens. That's what he meant to say. The Sacramento Queens is not a serious basketball team than the Pacers, Bucks, and Bulls.
I don't know.
You guys
the R and
N
are quite far apart on the keyboard. They're quite far apart.
Yeah.
He must have some big hands.
It's just his keyboard. He got a different.
Yeah, the bottom of the West isn't great. In part because people are disappointed by the Mavs and Clippers, but the top of the West is still good. I think the East stuff is a bit overblown. I think the East is cool. It's a cool conference.
Alpha SS.
It is what it is.
Thank you, Real Talk. Alpha SSX said, it is a shame there can't be 4 co-MVPs because it is unfair that when people look back on the season, they won't realize how good the top 4 in the league is to everyone.
Well, that's your job as someone who's watching it to tell people. And then not lie and overrate it so that when people go back and watch, they're like, oh, okay, you lied. Because that's the unfortunate thing that, in my opinion, the old heads of today have done. They've tried to praise their era so much, they've just been lying. So then when other people do go back and watch, they end up being disappointed because you said it's something it's not. But if you're able to just accurately or close to accurately represent what this era was 20 years from now, when people go back and watch, hopefully they will be impressed by what they see and give these guys their proper flowers. But if you decide to just be like, Luka was giving everyone 50-point triple doubles, and then it's like, oh no, he didn't do that. So it's like you got something.
Or don't be you can end up being chill describing the Kenny Smith dunk where everything you said happened. It just wasn't as impressive as you.
I think that's what I want to be. Yeah, I want to be that. I'll be like, so when you come to me, I'm like, did he not go between the legs, behind the back, off the backboard, reverse dunk? Like, did he not do that? Yeah. That's what I want to. Yeah.
Shout out to Chill and Kenny, and shout out to JOOK. JOOK said in a super chat, Shea doesn't need a Draymond to be on the court with him at all times in order to maintain his efficiency. Shots fired.
Cool.
I do think Shea's efficiency is less contingent on a system per se.
Cook.
Whether that makes him worse or better than Steph, I'm not saying. But I do think it's less contingent on that.
Yeah, this a real one player system over here. Not that
I don't know
Fugazi
how
one
that this much of a 180 on Shea in a week and a half. This is interesting.
What? Here's the thing. I don't get why I get criticized for allowing good arguments to shift my opinion. I should be, matter of fact, not only should I not get criticized for it, I should get praised for it. That's actually what should happen.
But when I said I'd listen to arguments about a certain someone's peak, I'm the bad guy. But all of a sudden now you're willing to listen to all these arguments when it comes to shit. Okay, cool. I guess.
Well, because what I'm starting to realize or like put together as far as when we are comparing these players throughout like different eras and stuff like that, what I've come to the conclusion of is, okay, even if I think Kobe would come to this era and it would benefit him because of the space and all of that, It's still probably from a production standpoint, like surpass what Shay's doing. It'll probably be as good, and then we'll have to argue about like, well, the different dynamics, like, oh, Kobe's maybe better in transition, yada yada yada, like stuff like that. But as far as a production standpoint, it doesn't really get too much better than 32 on 67 true shooting, right? Even if I put him in this environment. So it's like, cool. I still don't care about the arguments about Shea being better because efficiency in the most efficient era of basketball. But I can concede that it's not like Kobe would be coming into the league doing astronomically better than what Shea's doing, because what Shea's doing is ridiculous. I still don't think he's better than people.
Yeah, I heard what.
Never will. Never will.
Never. So if he just becomes Michael Jordan, he's still no better than Kobe.
Well, from a production standpoint, he could be Michael Jordan, but he's not Michael Jordan either. Who is the name that's starting to be very disrespected? The most dangerous player to ever touch a basketball is Michael Jordan. The best offensive player, also, if you want to include playoff translation, is also Michael Jordan. I don't know when we started just leaving Michael Jordan out of everything, but
PRA. That's right.
Let's remember. Even Siri trying to understand why we're not talking about Mike. You understand? That shit is crazy.
We got another super chat from, you guessed it, Anna Monica Studios said, say whatever you want about Tatum. Only guy this decade to bring two teams with different styles to the finals and win a ring. Second, scored the most in 23. Are y'all disrespecting Tatum?
I don't know.
No, I think Shea is like the revealer of Jason Tatum, right? Because it's not that we just focus on team success and like, oh, Tatum's this good, or what people want. Some Tatum fans want people to do, and because Tatum has a really good team and stuff like that, oh, we should rank them highly because they have a lot of team success. And some Tatum fans feel like, well, y'all do that for Shea, but y'all never did that for Tatum. But I think the difference is that people are acknowledging that we can individualize the comparison, even, if we remove the team aspect, and Shea's just a better player than him.
He is. Yeah, I do think he's a better player than Jason Tatum.
All right, fellas, we got a few more
because he's just better.
We got a few more super chats to run through. The next one is from Burberry Rims. Burberry Rims, more Jason Tatum talk. He said, regardless of roster construction, if Tatum was healthy, Boston would be a top 3-4 team in the league. JT was the first option in team engine in the league is ridiculous. East, yes. League, no.
No. I do think JT, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White is a good foundation.
And they still got PP.
And then you still got like
Anthony,
Demon Cater leading the team in EPM. Anthony Simons,
potentially.
Peyton Pritchard.
I would say top 5 to 7.
Yeah, that team is very limited in terms of depth, in my opinion.
Is Tatum better than Ant?
I think so. The last Jason Tatum I saw, I think, is a better player than Ant.
Why?
I think he's much better defensively. And then offensively, I think he doesn't tilt defenses in terms of like the rim pressure stuff, but the amount of attention he draws, especially on an offense that has as much spacing as his does, the fact that he's still able to draw two on the ball, he's still able to collapse defenses, and he's, in my opinion, a way better passer than Anthony Edwards. I still do think he bends defenses to a degree and impacts the game to a degree that would put his offensive impact on par with Ant's. And then I do think he's a better defender. I don't think he clears Ant, but I do think he's better. The last I saw of him, anyway.
I think Ant's the best. Well, because Shea will qualify. So Ant's the second best two-way guard wing in the league, in my opinion, after Shea. He's better than
Who else is
Tatum.
really in them talks at this point? Cade?
Tatum.
Oh yeah, you said wing as well. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Tatum's better 2 ways. Personally, I'll guess I'm higher on Tatum's offense than you.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think Ant's just like maybe.
To be fair, and now with a mid-range game and stuff, yeah. I'll listen to it. Yeah, I'll listen to it. I think that's fair.
Druid Zor sent through a super chat or members chat and said Shaq would be today's Zion. Stop overrating the past.
You have a Jokic profile picture, so there's no need to respond to your foolishness.
Well, Shaq was dealing with injuries in like the mid to late 90s, to be fair. So there's that. But I would love to see a team try and guard Shaq in today's game.
Yeah. Shaq with 4 shooters on the court. Good luck.
I think Shaq would shoot 16 free throws a game.
Easy.
And normally I'll be like, people be like, oh, MJ would shoot 20 free throws. And I'm like, okay, you're glazing.
Yeah.
I just because they would definitely be intentionally fouling him.
Yep.
And then you physically can't stop him. Yeah,
exactly.
Shaq would shoot he would be shooting like 16 free throws a game. Now that means he's only making about 8.5. But 16 free throws, that means he's fouling out the whole team.
The best offense in the league would be Shaq. That's what it would look like. That's what it would be.
Grandpa Town said Giannis never said he will be the #1 scorer ever.
What did he say? He said 4 or 5 years from now, he thinks he'll be at the top of the list. He was obviously not being serious, but I think that's
Definitely
pretty
not.
much what he said.
We'll probably get into that tomorrow. But shout out Giannis though, very ambitious man. Stunner 999 said Kevin Durant, Alperen Şengün, and Reed Shepherd.
Shout out to the Rockets, man. They are a really good team. Reed Shepherd had 6 stocks yesterday.
Oh, did he?
Wow.
Defensive playmaker.
Terrible on the ball defensive player.
Yeah, he's a defensive playmaker. Like he's exclusively a defensive
Who cares about on-ball defense? That's overrated, right, Chat?
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
Off-ball defense more valuable anyway. Right?
Facts.
So low-key, he really a really good defender for real. I'm just saying.
I mean, if you're able to force 2 turnovers a game, the fact that, and if they're able to keep you out of the action, you're providing positive impact on defense, regardless of the fact that you actually can't guard. But shout out to Reed Shepherd, man. He's having a hell of a year.
Shout
he
out
leads
Big
the team in EPM, I think, or he's second in the team in EPM. So,
Yeah. Shout out to KD just coming back and, making
just a casual 25
shots.
super efficient. Yeah, just
71 shooting.
Oh, he got a good defense. Same thing with SGA. We don't that don't really count. Good defense, good coach, good teammates. Like it doesn't.
This is the least responsibility I think KD's ever had on the team.
He really don't have to do to.
Which
like,
this is
the first team where the criticism of KD is, oh, he's just a scorer. This is the first team I think he's ever been on where you could genuinely say he's just a scorer. Like offensively, like all they need him to do is put the ball in the basket. Everything else is extra. Like this is the first team where like he doesn't have much playmaking responsibility. He has gravity where like he's gonna get doubled and he'll kick the ball up, but like he's not responsible for creating looks for other people. Defensively, he plays his part, but he's not responsible for the rim protection or responsible for the switchability. He just plays his part. But what they need him to do is go get buckets, and that's what he's doing. And I think he's been good. He hasn't been as good as I think he can be, which I think is scary. I think there is another level for KD to get to. But like, shout out to KD, man, and shout out to the Rockets. Amen Thompson needs to pick up. But like, other than that, like,
are you like including like defensive responsibility too? Like, are you saying?
Yeah, in the sense that not that like he doesn't need to play defense, but in the sense that like the burden isn't on him. Like in Brooklyn, he was asked to do a lot on defense. In Phoenix, he was asked to carry a defense. Golden State, yeah, he wasn't. But like since he's left Golden State, this is the least I think he's had to do for a team.
Or those 16 games where all 3 of them in Brooklyn played together.
Yeah, that's when
Harden was the
yeah.
And Kyrie and KD were just simply the most efficient scorers. Yeah, just in the league. That's crazy.
Jalen King said the next player to get 5 times 5 or 5 steals and 5 blocks won't be Wemby. Reed FC. Let's go, Reed.
I'm
boy
surprised
Reed
Draymond
good,
ain't
though,
done that
man.
yet.
Young Fear 13 sent through a members chat and said, LOL, he really claims to be a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
Who's he?
They talking about me because
Is
I
he
was
he?
saying,
Oh, he
yeah,
is he.
Shout out to Michael Jackson.
you know, because I don't live in Delulu land, and I can speak objectively about the Lakers. Apparently, it makes me not a real Laker fan.
We got a members chat from a Hall of Fame member, and he goes by the name of Multi Kenny. Kenny said the NBA Cup is going to be interesting this year. Question for the panel: what is your favorite tournament you've ever seen? Sports or entertainment?
Oh man, the PCL. What are you talking about? Back on Friday.
Yeah, I'll show the PCL some love.
Semi-finals. Yeah, the PCL. That's my favorite tournament.
Favorite tournament?
Yeah,
for me?
no other tournaments gotten me what was that, $1,500?
Look at me, second place. Ooh.
Maui tournament, Kemba Walker. There you go. Trey Ray sent through a super chat or a members chat and said the bomb squad logic is always funny. They are a bomb squad because of him. Dort, Kaysen, and the other A Wiggins, AJ, etc. We're not putting fear in anyone's hearts until SGA became an MVP candidate.
I will say is OKC is the first team where people acknowledge how good can be on defense. Normally, if a team's a great defensive team, but offensively they're limited, normally that's just seen as a carry job. But for whatever reason, OKC is seen as super team because of defensive help. But if you dare say these other teams throughout history that weren't as good defensively as OKC, but were really good defenses in the league at the time, weren't just garbage. Apparently, you're wrong. But if you dare say the 016ers, say the 016ers weren't absolutely terrible because they had good defensive help, you've lost your mind. If you dare say the 07 Cavs weren't just terrible because they had defensive help, you've lost your mind. But OKC, because they have amazing defensive pieces, super team. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting how that seems to work. I don't know. Normally, this would just be seen as Shea carrying a team, but I guess he's not. Oh, cool.
Just by the way, it's still early, but OKC still has a
90
sub 100 defensive rating without Shea on the court.
There's no way that's sustainable for a whole season.
People keep saying that, but I mean,
we'll see. Like I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Daddy Pigs sent through a members chat and said Dub Duncan 16 points. Duncan Robinson? Gotta be. Shout out Duncan Robinson or whatever Duncan you're talking about. D9, the one, sent through a members chat and said Dub Goofies, Dub panel, free Harden till it's backwards.
Minnesota go get Harden. I'll be very interested to see what that
would be fire, actually. I ain't even gonna lie about that one. I was gonna say let him rot in hell, but I wouldn't mind seeing that.
In my opinion, I think Minnesota needs to go get, and I know he isn't playing great right now, so people go like, ugh, what are you talking about? They need to get Dennis Schroeder, because I think he would fit the DNA of that team very well, and he could be good in that very limited role they need him to do. Handle the ball, hit some spot threes every now and then,
too bad at that.
Run a few pick and rolls, and turn Rudy Gobert into AD. If they can do those two things.
I mean, he's better than Mike Conley. He's better than Rob.
That's my boy, Ron. That's really all they need. He
definitely helps.
Yeah, thank you. And he's dependable in the playoffs as well. We just saw that.
Burberry Rims with the second to last members chat of the day. Burberry Rims said, who is better overall as a player, Allen Iverson or Steve Nash?
Everyone knows my opinion. Yeah, I think Steve Nash.
Everyone knows my opinion too.
Yeah. So Roto got a tiebreaker, I guess.
Do I want to be a hooper right now or a stat guy
or a hater?
AI. Yeah, AI.
Good man. Very good man. See, that's the inner hoop in you. I like it. I like it. Last but certainly not least, Avery B sent through a members chat and said, loving the new merch. Hate to be that L basketball guy, but look at the scoreboard shirt. How did the opponent score 1 point and we have no fouls?
Technical. Is it technical?
I
already thought about
you
that.
Thought you cooked. You thought you cooked.
Yeah, it was a tech.
But yeah.
That's
One shot tech.
All right, y'all. We about to go ahead and get up out of
3
here.
seconds. That's what it was. A defense of 3 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We about to get up out of here, but it has been real. Make sure you scan the QR, click the link in the bio, and go to Splash Sports and do what you do over there. And after you do that, take the money that you win and get that PC merch pack. Collect all 5 pieces, and we will see you in Portland for our all-inclusive trip to a Blazers game and a live panel episode, or 2 or 3, or maybe Mars just moves out to Portland and we do all our episodes there. Who knows? But in the meantime, in between time, we'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll see you there.
Merry Christmas.